Hush Your Face is coming straight to your ears. A podcast network that's changing gears, bringing fresh funky pods with a fresh funky beat. A family of pods that are bringing the heat. There ain't no stopping us. Keep coming back to us, sick ass pods that'll make you hush. www Hush Your Face. www Hush Your Face. www.hushyourface.com.
The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Horrible Gamers Podcast, show number 175, being recorded on October 28, 2017. I'm one of your hosts, Jesus Gonzalez, also known as Jesuswalksalot, and today I'm joined by the HGP crew. From the West Coast, the best coast, Gunnychief Henley Merrill is back. Welcome back, Henley.
What's up, bro? How are ya?
Pretty good, guys? Pretty good. And from the Great White North, Canadian land, Ryan Gibson, Gib8777. Welcome back, Ryan.
What's going on, everybody? Another episode of Horrible Gamers. Let's do it.
Yeah, for sure, guys. If you want to, as always, follow us on Twitter at _HorribleGamers, all that good stuff. Our network is Hush Your Face, as you heard in the intro. You can always leave us a voicemail on 971-319-1421. No voicemails this week, but you know where to leave them if you need to. And go join our Facebook group, Horrible Gamers Podcast Community. We're over 500 members now.
Yay!
Thanks to our last member that joined. I don't have his name at the moment. DJ something something something. I forgot your name. I'm so sorry. I should have wrote that down.
Why did you even bring it up then, Jesus?
Because the whole point of him joining was to get us over 500. Like, he wrote that in the answers to the question. Because when you join our group, we ask a question like, "How did you hear about this group?" or whatever.
Yeah.
You could write whatever, but he wrote, "I listened to the podcast and I want to get you guys over 500, so I joined." And I was like, "Oh, awesome!"
Oh, thanks, bro.
Yeah. Also, you can email us at feedback@horriblegamers.com or listen to our intro song by Fowler and Twistex called The Breakout. You can find that on YouTube. And also in the show notes, as I noticed last week, Ryan, you're putting those in the show notes.
Yes.
But guys, this is, of course, a video game podcast, and we're here to talk about all things video games this week, which is insane, but we're here to talk about because it's a lot of games that came out this week. But the one game that I want to announce first and foremost...
Wait. First... The 500th member's name was DJ George Max.
I told you it was DJ something something.
Yeah.
Thank you, DJ. Close. You're awesome.
DJ George Max, DJ something something. It's kind of like the same thing.
Awesome to the max.
Yeah, same thing. Okay. You guys knew what I said. Whatever.
What does he win, Jesus?
Nothing. He wins your car, Gunny. He wins your car.
You just won a brand new Jeep, 2017 Jeep.
There you go.
Wrangler Rubicon.
Yeah, Gunny will ship it to you, or you can just go down to California and pick it up from his house.
Sweet.
But guys,
congratulations.
Moving on to video games that we've been playing this week. We played a lot of video games, or I did. But I want to first off mention a video game that our friend Matthew Bradford was in. He is the lead voice actor in a game called Debris. Debris is a game on Steam that you can now buy. It came out on October
23rd.
23rd, yeah. I said October 3rd, but I was like, that doesn't sound right. We would have mentioned it weeks ago.
It was supposed to come out on the 3rd, and then it got delayed.
Of course, but check it out, man. They're called Debris, Debris.
I'm looking on Steam, and it's mostly positive, and it is $16.99 on Steam.
There you go. Support our friends and our Canadian friend who was the lead voice actor in that. He's a guy who played the deep sea diver who gets lost in the ocean.
There's just so many games I haven't gotten around to it, but I want to check that out for sure.
He has to
I put
find
that on
his
my
way
wish
out.
list.
It was funny too because when I watched the trailer, at the very end of the trailer, he said it wasn't him that said it, but it sounded like it was him. But I think that his character is named Ryan.
Yeah.
And at the very end of the trailer, someone says, "Don't leave me down here, Ryan." And I'm like, "I won't, Matt. I won't leave you down there, man." But then Matt told me it wasn't him. It was one of the other guys, but it kind of sounded like him. It was weird.
Yeah. I think the character he plays as is Ryan, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
The character he plays is named Ryan, so... Yeah, check it out, guys. Support our friend Matthew Bradford and play the game called Debris. But another quick shout-out to some other developers that I have this week. Of course, a shout-out to 10 Ton Games for sending me a review code for Time Recoil. That is a game on the Switch. But I haven't got around to it, guys. But I will let you know my thoughts on that game by next week's show because there's just so many games to play this week. And I got the code like yesterday. And I was like, man, this is like the worst day to get this code, I think. Worst day to get a free game from you guys. Oh, no, but appreciate, the code from them. So I will talk about it next week. But a game that I do want to talk about in depth real quick. It's a game called This Is the Police. It is a game made by
I heard
Weepy.
you were playing this, so...
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
It's a game made by Weepy Studio and is published by THQ Nordic, which is the new THQ.
Right.
But I was playing this, guys, all week on Switch.
Tell me about this. What is this game?
So This Is the Police is very, it's not what I thought it was going to be. I don't know what I thought it was going to be, honestly. I went into it not knowing really much about it. I kind of just like, hey, guys, can I get a code?
Let me tell you what I'm picturing.
Okay, what are you picturing?
I'm picturing... I haven't even seen this, so I don't know what it's. I'm picturing like a top-down, sort of like, what was that Party Hard game? 8-bit top-down kind of. Is that what it's like?
It's not 8-bit.
Or escapist.
No, I'm looking on Steam and it doesn't. It looks like it's.
I'm not looking at videos. I'm just going with my gut of what I think the game would look like because I've never seen it. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's the art style is really cool, man. The art style is kind of like these no-face having people kind of like cel-shaded style.
Okay.
So the game opens up with you like like this guy's talking and like every time you boot up the game, it goes to this cutscene. You can skip it, but like when you first start the game, you kind of want to sit there and listen. And there's this like guy like. He's talking and he's like, yeah, I fucking run a police department, blah, 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 and all this shit. And, in my 45 years, I've learned a bunch of shit. And then the game opens up and you're in a room and you're being interviewed by reporters. And they're asking you questions like, how do you feel about, your retirement coming up? In 180 days, it says that the mayor wants you out in 180 days. How do you feel about that? So you answer questions like, no comment, I feel great about it, fuck the mayor. You could answer whatever you want. So you pick dialogue choices and then the camera starts snapping and then the next question, like, how do you feel about, what are you going to do in your last 180 days? And you could be like, well, I'm going to clean up the city, I'm going to do my job, clean up the city and continue fighting crime. Or you're going to be like, I'm just going to lay back and chill in my office and not really get in nobody's way or no comment. And then it goes like that. And the game opens up and you have every day you start, it starts off with every day you start, you can pick a soundtrack. So you pick a disc that you want to play on your recorder, like a big ass vinyl, you can put it on your recorder and it'll play, the music. And you can buy new tracks, which is a little weird thing that I saw. You could buy like new music. So you have more different different tracks to play, I guess, throughout the game. And every day you start off, the day starts off with that. You pick what song you want to listen to while you're playing the game. So you pick a song, you start the map, it opens up, you have the city map, which is like a view of the city kind of top down at an angle kind of. And you have your police officers line up. So it'll be shift A, it's one day, right? And then there's shift B. So shift A, you'll see the cops that are on your shift. and it'll be like 6 or 7 uniform officers, and it'll be like 2 detectives or whatever. So and it'll tell you on there, like, sometimes detectives will ask for the day off, or like cops will ask for the day off. For whatever reason, they'll come up with like, oh, I don't feel good. I ate too much sushi last night and I feel like I'm sick. And you can be like, all right, go home, but come back tomorrow. Now that cop is not going to be on your shift today, so you have to deal with that. You're down one guy. But that means tomorrow he'll be back, so tomorrow you'll have one extra guy, on shift B. Mm-hmm. And your guys get tired, they do get tired. Like, they have little bars that you have to manage of them getting tired or not. And you basically get you get calls, like all of a sudden you'll be watching the map and like all of a sudden a call will pop up. So you press, the back trigger and you press A and it'll open up the call and it'll be like, okay, someone's calling because a fight broke out at the skating ring and you have to send an officer down there to break up a fight between teenagers or something. So then you have to kind of judge these calls, right? You have to be like, okay, do I send 1 cop? Do I send 2? Do I send 3? Do I send the SWAT team? Who do I send down there? And then each cop has like a ranking level too. So they have like a number above their head. So you know which cop is like the best cop you have and the worst cop you have. So you can send out like maybe if it's just like a petty theft, someone stole a candy bar and the owner's holding up the kid at the store and he doesn't want the kid to run away. He's calling the cops. You can send like maybe your lowest ranked officer to go deal with that, right? But if there's like a shooting happening, an active shooter inside a fucking hotel or something, you want to send the SWAT team and like your best cops, so they can respond to the call appropriately. And sometimes mistakes happen, or things will happen during the call where like all of a sudden you get a call from your officers out in the field that like the other day I sent someone on a carjacking. Like someone said, oh, there's a car out here that I saw on the news that was reported stolen, and I'm calling it in. So I send 2 cops over there thinking it was going to be like a routine call. They get there and they're like, well, there's nobody in the car. What do we do? Do we go up to the door and knock on the house that, is parked in the driveway? Do we go and look at the car? Do we search the car? Or what do we do? It's a
set of choices that you get.
Yeah. So then as a police chief, you're tasked to answer these questions, or you could be like retreat or just come back. So what I said was go knock on the door and see if anybody's in there, and knock and see who parked the car there. Well, it turns out they did that, and then one of my officers ended up getting shot and killed. So now I'm down a cop. So then all of a sudden I'm down a cop, and then the perpetrator escaped. He killed one of my guys, and now I'm down a cop. So that means for the rest of that day, and until I hire somebody else, I'm down that officer. So there's a lot of mechanics like that in the game going around, which is really fucking cool, man. I really like it.
So the game is pretty much commissioner, manager,
police
chief manager.
Yeah, police chief simulator, pretty much. You're pretty much managing your police station, and there's corruption going on. The mafia comes in later on in the game, and they ask you to work for them. And you can flat out refuse. You can flat out say, like, no, I'm not going to help you guys. I want to be a clean cop. But what they do in the game is they have a friend of yours who's in the same situation, and he asks you for help, and you can help your friend, or you can tell him like, "No, man, you got yourself into that. You deal with it," and then your friend ends up dead. So then you're thinking like, "Well, if my friend ended up dead, how am I gonna end up? If I don't help these guys, right. So I should help them." So then they had me doing dirty things for them, like, "Hey, we need a few officers over here to rough these guys up because they're not paying up protection fees." So you send 2 officers to go help the mafia real quick, and you continue doing your day-to-day business. And there's things going on with City Hall as well, because you have to keep City Hall happy to keep your police station funded, or else they start cutting the funds. And they'll be like, "Hey, we cut your funding. You need to fire a cop." And you're like, "Well, fuck, man. I don't have enough cops already to cover all the crimes. You want me to fire a cop?" So then you gotta like let somebody go. So you gotta let your worst officer go. And stuff like that happens throughout the game, which at first is very simple. And you're like, "Oh, this is so easy." And then it gets really hard, man, because you gotta deal with the mafia. They're trying to kill you if you don't help them. You got to deal with City Hall. The mayor doesn't like you. Like, it's very apparent in the game that the mayor fucking hates you. He wants you out. That's why he's firing you in 180 days. And then, so you got to deal with that, right? And then there's other things that pop up in the game with your personal life. You got to deal with your wife leaving you know, your kids are not around, you're all lonely and shit, you're depressed, you know, you're going through a bunch of shit in your personal life in the game as well. So it's a lot of this managing things going on and weird things. But the game is
like
solid.
An anxiety simulator.
The game is solid, dude. The game is so much fun. I'm having a blast with it. I can't put it down. Every time I pick up my Switch, I'm like, I need to play police. I need to manage my police station, man. What's going to happen next? You know, who am I going to kill next? You can set up your officers to die as well. So let's say you have like an officer that you don't like, but you can't necessarily fire them. So like you can't fire them because they haven't failed. You have to fail 3 assignments, but maybe they failed 1. But maybe you just don't like them because they keep missing work, or they keep asking for the day off, or they, you know, just don't like the way they look. You can send them on a call that you set up by the mafia where you could send up to 3 cops to go die.
Wow.
You know, and then you send them there and then they get shot and they die, and then you have a funeral for them, and then you can hire new cops, or you can just leave those slots empty or whatever.
It's got shock value to it, huh?
So there's a lot of things like that going on as well, where you can betray your own police officers. You can sell drugs, you know, through the mafia. Like if you confiscate drugs from a house, you can be like, bring them to the police station. Or you can be like, give it to the mafia so they can sell it. And then the mafia will be like, well, we made $10,000 off of this, and here you go. Here's your cut. And then you get the like $8,000. And you can split it between your officers, like you and your officers 50-50, so you get $4,000 and they get $4,000. Or you could keep it all to yourself. Because the goal of the game is to have $500,000 before your retirement in 180 days, right? So that's the goal that your guy has. Because he says it, he's like, I want $500,000 before I retire. So you see your little meter right there, and you see your money going up and your money going down and all that. So you're dealing with that stuff. And the game is just fun, man. There's a lot of crazy things happening now where I'm like in the second act of the game, kind of, where the mafia really wants me dead because I kind of betrayed them. And the game gets really wild. And there's a lot of things going on with City Hall as well. You know, sometimes they'll be like, oh, you know, there's a feminist rally happening over here at City Hall. I need you to put that shit out. I need you to use force, do whatever you have to do to shut it down. So, and I'm like, okay, so I send the police down there, and I send my SWAT team, and I send the paddy wagon, and then they get down there, and the officers respond, and they're like, all right, sir, what do you want us to do? And you can be like, shut it down with force, and you put yes. And then they'll shut it down with force, and they'll arrest people, but then all of a sudden you'll get a call from like the prosecutor's office, and they'll be like, hey, we need to investigate you because we think you used excessive force, or you didn't follow the law while arresting these people while they were protesting. We need you to come in for questioning. So then they take you in and they question you, and they're like, how do you feel about feminists? You know, how do you feel about women? How many women do you have working for you? You know, like how many women do you think should be working for you? And they ask you these kinds of questions, and you got to answer them, you know, and you got to like, you know, and you could be like, at the end of it, you could be like, well, City Hall told me to do it. Or you could be like, the mafia threatened me to do this. Or you could be like, I have no comment. I did it because I wanted to. So there's different things you could do throughout the game where, you know, that stuff comes up. It's crazy. It's a crazy game, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And this game is on all platforms, I believe. I know it's on PC. Yeah. I know it's on Xbox.
Yeah,
I've seen
it's
it.
Cheap.
And I've seen it on, well, now it's on the Switch. It's a new release. So that's why I've been playing it on there. The game's a ton of fun, though. If you're into managing stuff and just want like a weird, dark story on the Switch, which is really weird, you know. It's a dark story. Yeah. I suggest you go try that, man. Go try that.
This is the police.
Yeah, this is the police.
Cool.
And of course, today, guys, I played it's a Zombie Army Trilogy with Wingman and Gunny here. We're on the third act or third campaign. Almost done. Yeah.
We're getting there. We're getting close.
That's right.
Shit's fun.
And the last 2 games that I played, of course, Mario Rabbids. That game is so much fun. I've been playing the hell out of that game, Ryan. I love it. I love Mario Rabbids. It is so simple, so easy.
I didn't like it. I was bored with it when I played it a little bit. I only played a little bit of it, but
that game actually looks like
for me. Not for me. Not my kind of game. I didn't really care for XCOM and stuff like that. So
it's fun, not my kind. It's
but you know what?
Cool.
That Mario Rabbids game, it looks like an XCOM game I'd want to play because I'm not into the XCOM games.
Oh, yeah? Well, I mean, it's the Rabbids. One of the Rabbids goes nuts, and he's like the leader of all the crazy Rabbids. And then you have like a few Rabbids that you're turning into good ones, and they're helping you out, and you can like run around and do things and unlock guns. And it was really cool, man, because I had like a pixel weapon pack that I got for buying the game. I don't know. It was in the box when I bought it. So I put the code in, and I got like these pretty cool like pixel weapons that Mario has and the Rabbids have. And they're like really overpowered for like the level that I'm at right now. So it's really helpful. Yeah, I've been enjoying that. I'm almost done with the World 1. I'm like near the end. I'm right at the base of the tower where the dude is, the evil guy. And yeah, so I'm playing that. And then other game that I've been playing, you can hear my cat, huh?
Yeah.
The other game that I've been playing is Mario Odyssey, Ryan. It just came out yesterday. Oh, man, I played this over Assassin's Creed.
Whoa.
Yeah. I thought you were going to get Assassin's Creed. But...
I do have it. It's on my console right now. Gold edition and everything, man. Got all the swords, all the cool shit.
Nice.
But no, man. I went Mario. I don't know why. I saw Assassin's Creed. And I was like, do I want to play this? No, I don't want to play this. So I went with Mario.
Well, you got a brand new toy. You got a...
Yeah, and I think that's what it is.
Right?
I think that could be...
play your Switch.
Yeah, it could be a big influence on it. And just because I've been enjoying This Is the Police, I've been using my Switch a lot, man. It's just such a cool system. I love the system. It's a fucking awesome console. But I was playing Mario Odyssey yesterday, Ryan, and I got to the second world or whatever, and that game is fun. It's just so colorful, and everything's so beautiful, and the mechanics are fun. The little cappy dude is fucking awesome. You just throw hats on shit, and like, oh, all of a sudden, like, this is you now, and you're like a bird or a fucking T-Rex or a big chain dude or whatever. Like all those, you could be anything really. That's a cool thing.
Yeah, and everything has like different abilities.
Yeah.
Like you get these crazy guys later on that like you can stretch their legs and their legs stretch really high and then they do a little jump. So you can get up to like platforms that are really high up. There's the dinosaur. You ran into the dinosaur already?
Ran into the dinosaur.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. You get to be the dinosaur. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff in there, man. It's just a blast, and like you said, it's colorful, it's bright, it's fun. The one thing I would say is it seems like it's pretty easy so far. I'm pretty sure I'm over halfway done now because I've been playing the crap out of it. I just reached New Donk City, so
you're way ahead of me, man.
I'm in the real world level now. Which is huge and has like a lot of moon pieces that you got to collect. So I think I'm going to be in there for a little while.
Yeah,
basically it's more like your Mario 64, Mario Sunshine game, more of the 3D Mario games. And you're basically running around collecting these little moons to power your ship to fly to the next planet. So it kind of reminds me a little bit of like your Mario 64 or Mario Galaxy games, sort of. Feels more like that kind of, game. But they throw in those little sections where you go into a pipe and then you go into an old school like
2D
8-bit era Mario game, and that's a blast. I find most of the time they're pretty short, so I mean you're just in and out of them really quick. But it's kind of like going into the pipes in the first game where you go into like a different level, but you go into this pipe and all of a sudden the wall is like a 2D level that you have to get through.
It's really cool. I like that mechanic.
Tricks here and there.
Seeing that the first time you do that, you're like, oh, this is fucking sweet, man. Like, hell yeah, this is awesome. Yeah. And hopefully the novelty doesn't wear off on that. What I'm liking the most in the game is just the fighting is so intuitive. You're just, like the first boss I fought, I'm like, okay, I gotta do this. This is what I gotta do to beat this one. And then you get to the second big boss, and you're like, oh, okay. Oh, this guy's doing this. And then you figure it out, and you're like, all right, boom, I get to do that.
Yeah.
So that's just awesome, how you have to figure out what to do with each level and the different bosses.
It's all really simple. Like, you figure it out pretty quick. You get past it. and it's got the same Mario boss rule where you got to jump on his head 3 times and he's dead. Every boss seems to die in 3 hits, but you got to figure out how to get its hat off so that you can jump on his head. So, yeah, because most of their hats have spikes on them, and you can't jump on them when they have their hat on. So you use your hat to knock their hat off, and then you can jump on your head. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, man. I'm enjoying it. Like I said, I've been playing the crap out of it. I don't know how many hours I've put in. Probably a good 8 to 10 hours already.
Way more than I have, man. I've put like maybe 3 hours into that game. Like I said, I've been really busy with This Is the Police.
Yeah.
That game just has me like into it, man. It's awesome. But what else have you been playing, Ryan?
Other than that, I'm still playing Pinball FX 3. Obviously, we're posting scores. Keep that thread going, guys.
Yes.
Keep posting your scores. Keep letting me know if you beat me, and
I haven't beat you yet this week. I'm kind of close on a couple, I think, but yeah.
What tables have you been playing, Gunny?
I've been, you know what, since Steve from the guy with the PSVR, Steve Moore.
Yeah.
So he was posting the Star Wars tables. So I played, I think, 3 of the ones. Yeah, I don't know if I own more than 3. I think I just own 3 or 4. So I've been playing those. Man, I don't know. I just want to say I hate the Star Wars tables. I've only been playing them to kind of get the scores, but
some of them are really good. Some of them are really, really good, and other ones are just meh.
I don't know. I just think they're tough. The ones I've been playing are tough.
Yeah.
Or I'm just not having fun with them.
I mean, I find like Rebels is pretty easy.
Rebels, yeah.
That one's
is that
pretty
the
good.
One where it's got the flippers and then right above it are the inside underneath flippers?
No. That's one of the not Rogue One, but the opposite one. That's the
below
one with
Rogue One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the other one that came with the Rogue One package.
Correct.
Rogue One is another one that if you figure out how to set that table off, it's real easy to get a massive score on it. Because all you have to do is keep shooting it up the middle, up the ramp, and then you got to hit the blinking light that moves every time you use your flipper. That gives you 1,000,000 points every time, and then it usually puts you into a mode, and then you do that mode, and you just keep continuing over and over and over and over and over again. And you'll boost your bumpers because you'll always drop down into that bottom piece, and it goes around in the bumpers. Okay. So you'll be able to boost your bumper perk or whatever the heck it's called.
So Rogue One is probably my favorite of all the Star Wars tables that I played.
Yeah. I thought I had a great score, and I can't remember who it was. I think it's someone in the group, but somebody messaged me, and they were like, haha, check out my Rogue One score. And I was like, okay, I got to check this out. And they have like 555 million, and I was like, you son of a bitch. You just sat there for fucking like an hour shooting up the middle of the table, didn't you?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, that's just, I could beat that, but just, it's going to take so much time. I have to have enough time to sit there and actually play it for that long. But yeah, good on them for plugging that one in. Holy crap. And I wish I could remember who the hell it was.
Was it on that thread or in the pinball group?
It's just on my high score, and they sent me a message on Xbox Live.
I don't know if we've ever said that on the show, but there is a pinball group, Facebook group.
Oh, yeah, that's the Pinball Effects community, Pinball Effects 3 community that's linked to the top of the Horrible Gamers again, because Jesus removed it. I kind of half run that with some other people, so please join it. If you like pinball, there's people in there that you probably don't want to add to your list because holy crap, they know those tables and they got scores like you'll never beat them.
On the other side of the coin, they will help you, and
yes,
there are things that will help you if you want to learn.
And there's a guy in there that is also an admin with me. His name is Nick, and he's one of the guys. I think his gamer tag is I Hear a Witch, and I swear to God, if you add him to your pinball effects, be very, very careful because he is an amazing pinball player and he posts some insane scores. But if you're looking for someone to really compete with, if you're that damn good, and I don't have him on my Xbox because I would fucking be so angry.
Yeah.
Every table I looked at, I'd be like, no!
Number one at anything,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
With he's one of them. I'm
gonna
just trying to
message
see
him.
if I
We
can
won't be friends.
find that. Yeah, I will not be your friend. I'm trying
What
to
other-
see. Oh, actually, I don't even know if this guy is in our group. I think he's just someone on my friends list, but his name is Tagan1.
I think he's on my Xbox. Yeah, I've seen his scores.
Jerry Cummings is his name.
Yeah, Tekken 1 sounds familiar. I think, yeah, he's on some of the scores I have. So,
Yeah, maybe he is in our group then. I can't remember.
yeah.
I thought he
familiar.
might have been someone that I think I have another friend with a similar gamer tag to that I'm getting mixed up with. But yeah, he's the one that put up that score on Rogue One, and he was like, "Check out my Rogue One score!" Laugh out loud, and I'm like, "Oh my god!"
But I haven't even checked out my other Marvel tables. Yeah, so I still need to, because I've been playing. Not to derail what you've been playing, Ryan, but since we're talking about pinball, is The Walking Dead and Back to the Future.
Yeah, and then my buddy King Jiggly, he put up a score on Walking Dead, and I was like, "Oh god damn you!" Because I was playing it, and his score hadn't posted yet, and I was like, I can't remember. Was it Kevin Schalt, I think, had it? Or was it Dave? I can't remember. Somebody had the top score, and I was trying to beat it. And I beat their score, and I was like, yeah, beat their score. So I just continued playing until my ball drained, and then I was like, okay. And then I went to the score post, and fucking my buddy King Jiggly, he's at the top with like 100 and something. I was like, you son of a bitch, I was just about to take that. But that was one of the posts that was in the comments of the post. But yeah, I hope we can keep that going. I think that's a lot of fun.
It is fun.
It's a nice competitive thing. I was thinking, actually my buddy Gary, who is King Jiggly, he was saying to me, maybe we should do a table of the week, and like everybody competes on one table. You know, if you don't have it, you got to buy it in order to compete. But I'll put a post up saying, here's the table of the week, and everyone just posts their scores. You know what I mean? And show me what you get throughout the week. And then at the end of the week, whoever has the highest score wins the table.
Nice.
But we'll see.
That'll be fun.
I mean, if you guys think that's a good idea, if you guys think you would do that, then let's do it. I'll do it for everybody, and we'll set that up. But I don't want to do it and then no one's going to play, right?
For sure.
Right.
It seems at the moment, though, that a lot of members of the community are into that game, so...
And I'm glad that a lot of people are having fun with it. It seems like a lot of people, even that weren't necessarily interested in pinball, and saw a table that maybe they liked or wanted to try the free table or whatever, they all kind of came back and said, man, this is a lot of fun. It's a blast. I'm having a good time. I'm like, this is why I like pinball, man. Like, it's something you can just kind of, you can focus on it and like spend hours playing it, but it's also something you could just spend like 5-10 minutes, dicking around on a table trying to figure it out. So, it's a lot of fun. I mean, if you haven't tried it, there is a free table, and the free table is a lot of fun.
It is.
And it's simple. It kind of lets you set off the modes real easily if you hit the ramps enough times. Like things kind of just happen in that table. And it teaches you, the things that you're going to need to know to play the other tables, right? Like how to set off modes, how to finish modes, stuff like that. And Pinball FX 3 has a practice mode too, where it actually tells you things about, how to set off those modes. If you don't know, you know what I mean? It might say, hey, hit this ramp 3 times, and then it shows you what happens if you hit that ramp 3 times, So try that out if you're a beginner. It's something that could teach you some stuff about the game that might make you have a little more fun with it. The other great thing I gotta say about Pinball Effects is I love the way they do things. I love the way they sell their stuff. It's a free game. They give you a table you can play, a taste of it, and then you don't have to pay $60. You don't have to pay. You pay whatever you want. You buy the tables that you want. You buy the stuff that you like. You know what I mean? They don't force anything down your throat. They always release good quality tables. I find every single table, even the ones that I don't like, you know what I mean? It's a good table. Like, it's well done. And everything seems to be fun to play. And I just like their business model. You know what I mean? I like that it's like, hey, you know, you want to spend $250, you can just buy one table. You want to spend $10, you can buy 3 tables. You know what I mean? Whatever. The different bundles they have and stuff that they release. I just like the way that they do business. Zen Studios is great, and they always put out good work.
Absolutely.
I mean, even that Infinite Mini Golf game I played, that was a lot of fun too. Same sort of feel as a Zen Studio game. You know, it's like always seems to be they put decent work out there. But anyway,
but I was going to say shout out to Alex Wendling for posting that on the group initially.
He started the whole thing.
Yeah, that was fun. Keep it going.
Yeah, let's keep that going. And I'll pick a table. I'll go through my list and see what tables everybody has. Or for the most part, the most people have. And we'll start from there. So maybe I'll try and get that going on Monday. I'll put a post up and then just post scores from there. But anyways, I've also been playing some more Steamworld Dig. That game is still great. I'm still loving it. It's been kind of put to the side with Mario Odyssey coming out. So same with South Park. I've also been playing South Park. I think I'm probably about 3/4 of the way done that. And it's still funny as hell. It's really good. I'm meh on the combat. It's not really my thing, but I'm enjoying it. I'm having fun. I feel like the first game was better. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. If you like South Park stuff, you're going to laugh at it. It's hilarious. And I think that's it. That's all I played other than Super Mario Odyssey, which is a blast, guys. It's so much fun. My Switch has been nonstop, just going. Between Steamworld Dig, Golf Story, and Super Mario Odyssey, there's so much stuff to play there. I'm really enjoying it.
I still hear great things about that Golf Story. It sounds like a game I want to play.
Yeah, man.
Give me a Switch.
I hate golf. I fucking hate golf. I do not like golf at all.
There's few people that like golf, man.
But wait, I liked Tiger Woods back in the day. I used to play Tiger Woods a lot.
Yeah, I played that co-op too.
Playing Tiger Woods.
We can't offend our golf listeners, Ryan. Golf is a cool sport.
I'm not interested in golf at all, and that game it hooked me. I love it.
You want to know a fun fact?
What's the fun fact?
We have a professional golfer that listens to the podcast. I won't mention any names, but he is a professional golfer.
Really? Mm-hmm. I did not know that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm telling you. Should buy Golf Story. You know who you are, a professional golfer. Anyways, guys, moving on.
You got Tiger Woods in the group? What? Tiger.
I'm not sure if they're in the group, but they're not even going to mention any names.
I used to watch golf.
I'm not going to mention any names. Just know it's a professional golfer listening to the podcast, guys. Anyways, Henley, what have you been playing, man?
I've been playing my normal stuff that I played last week, which is, first of all, I haven't gotten... I want to get Assassin's Creed Origins. I do. I just... I was going to buy it today. I just played so many other games.
Man, I was so close.
I am going to get it.
When I went to get Mario Odyssey, I was like...
Should you?
And then I was trading games in because I was trading a bunch of stuff in for it. And I was like, okay, here's what I got. And she's like, oh, we have a deal right now where if you buy 2 games, we'll double your trade-in value.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh, well, maybe I'll just get 2 games then. And then I looked at it like, no, because after you double everything...
Yeah.
All I'm paying for is Mario Odyssey, and you're still getting me to buy another game at full price. So I'm like, nah, I'll just take Mario Odyssey and I paid like $3 for it. So.
Oh, so you would still had to pay another $60 for another game?
Right.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
So But I buy my games digitally, so I will buy it. I just haven't had a chance to.
I gotta say, Gunny, I've watched gameplay of it. My brother's been playing it a ton. And it looks good, dude. It looks good.
It does.
The map.
It's amazing.
One thing he showed me was the map. I mean, he was like, dude, check this out. And he like zoomed out and I was like, holy fuck. And like, there's a bunch of different sections now, a bunch of like different areas, different captains you have to kill. It reminds me of Shadow of War. Because you have to kill captains to unlock the next section and then move on to the next section. And
I think I'm going to wait and hope that these few games that have come out the last little while that I do want to play are on a Black Friday sale. That's what I'm hoping.
I feel like Assassin's Creed will be, just because it always is, kind of.
It usually is, yeah.
I'm gonna have to get this, and I'll explain why after I talk about what I've been playing. But I did watch gameplay, and I'm like, oh man, I have to get this. But I immediately started playing other games today, so, and I will talk about it next week. But yeah, Forza 7, still going through that. I still love it. Can't get enough of that game.
You won't be able to get it.
Doing the same thing.
I don't
you
know
did
how
Forza
long
6.
this game's because it just kind of keeps going until you reach the final championship. But I'm about halfway there. So the one thing, if I didn't mention it last week, is I changed it. I think it's like duration of championship or something. So I changed it from, I think the default is normal, and I changed it to long.
Oh, fuck. So you doubled the amount of races you have to do now?
Not the amount of races, but the amount of laps. So, for example,
so
normal...
You're doing like an Indy 500?
Yeah, pretty much, because it's, some of the tracks are like, 3 laps.
Yeah.
So that now it's 7.
Okay.
So what do you think that the first NASCAR type style track I get to, what was it? I think it was 10 laps. So how many laps do you think it is now?
I would say
where you just kind of hold the right trigger?
20, right?
33.
Shit.
And I've done that twice.
God, that sucks.
Yeah, I did it twice. I was like, I just kept going around the track.
And that's like
having a fucking blast.
You're racing in actual like NASCAR cars.
Yeah. So you'll get let's say you get to that, you'll choose the NASCAR style cars or whatever, and I think so. Then it's like 4 or 5 races.
Oh, okay.
And I think 2 of the tracks were oval, and the 3 were like just kind of like. Whatever, they're just not
a little bit different than the oval.
Yeah,
square,
right? Like Sonoma,
rectangle.
Where I live. Like Sonoma's not exactly oval, so that one's got a buttload of turns in it. Yeah, so there's that. But what that does do is that increases my XP, as you call it.
Yeah,
and that thing just kind of goes. It'll just go around, and I level up every time. Like damn.
So playing in a NASCAR car, you have to do pit stops and all that shit.
You know what? It's there. I see the pit stop. It's at every track on every style race that I do.
Oh.
I think what happens is, and I think this was the way it was in Forza 6. If you actually stop in one of those, you're going to lose the race.
So what do you do? Just run your tires down to your rims are sparking on the fucking track?
I'm guessing, maybe if I chose...
Oh, you're playing on like... I
kind of think the way it was in Forza 6, where if you chose a different mode, it would actually, like if you went like realistic,
it would
then you would have to stop. And I think it even reminds you like, hey, you're going to have to stop and get fuel, or
get
whatever.
some more tires because your shit's
more tires.
blow up. Yeah.
Like, for example, if you change your, your car damage to realistic.
Yeah, I've done that before.
It's going to affect the way you drive.
Yeah, you ram the wall, and all of a sudden your car doesn't have a fucking tire on it, and you're like on 3 wheels and
constantly pulling to the right.
You can't turn anymore.
Yeah, you're just going in circles.
Yeah, you're just.
You want to hit the left side because you just keep going left anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I want to say that when they came out with that NASCAR pack in Forza 6, that's when they added that pit stop.
That kind of sounds pretty cool, man. People talk shit about NASCAR, but if you ever been to like a real race with like real race cars, that shit's crazy. It's nuts.
Man, no.
It is nuts, dude.
I've been to the Indy before. They have it downtown, and you know what happens? Here's what happens. You sit in a spot, right? You get to your spot, and you're like, sweet, I'm right by the track. This is awesome. And you sit there, and you wait, and the race starts, and you're like, yeah, this is great. All right. Oh, here they come.
But that's fucking cool, man.
And then you sit there, and you're like, wow, that was pretty fast. And then you sit there, and then like 2 minutes later,
that's pretty cool, man. What do you mean, bro?
Sounds like fun.
You gotta get your full effect, and you gotta get really drunk so that slows down the car so you can see them.
And it's like,
Exactly, and you can see them. If you're really drunk, you can really see the cars. You can give the guys a high five even if you're really drunk.
And then if you're lucky, you're sitting in a spot that has a TV by it, so you can watch the rest of the race that's happening where you can't see until they come back again. Well,
Ryan, actually, you know what? Next time they have indies in town, I think what you should do, maybe just go sit same spot, right? And when they go, well, grab your Switch, pick it up for 2 minutes, play some Rabbids Mario, and then put it back down again. Watch them go, wow.
Would just stay home and not watch them go at all. And play my Switch on my couch.
That's true.
Not spend money on cars.
It's all about the experience of being there, man. You could say the same shit for sports and everything else.
Oh, because at least with sports, you can see the whole field. You see what's going on all the time.
Kind of. Depends where you sit. If you could be sitting in the nosebleeds and not see shit.
Well,
true.
That's your own game.
See,
you can usually still see from the nosebleeds.
Yeah,
watching like you're a baseball.
You see like a fucking little tiny ass fucking thing on the field. Yeah, there's downsides to everything, but it's cool. Go watch it live, guys. I suggest you go watch NASCAR live.
Go watch them turn left. Yeah,
real fast.
I've seen it before. I have seen NASCAR because Sonoma Raceway is just it's actually just south of me.
Mm-hmm.
And when I used to work for Brinks, the armored car company, I worked there 10 years. Mm-hmm. And so we had to go fill the ATMs, obviously, prior to the races.
Oh, yeah.
And so the one ATM that was sitting by the grandstands, those of you who've ever been there, you know which one I'm talking about. So that would run out real quick, and I'd be like, the call's coming in, let's go! You know, we get to get in for free. So, yeah.
Oh, so you would go in while the race was going, they would call you and be like, hey, we need more money?
The machine calls.
Oh, the machine
makes the call.
Fuck, yeah. The machine's call. Oh, fuck. This sounds like some Skynet shit going on. The machine's call.
Jib!
Back when I first started, so gosh, that would have been, that would have been 15...
the history of Gunny, here we go.
Years ago. But we had pagers, man. But no, I mean, obviously it would come on the phones now, so that would come on the phone. Anyway, so then we would go down there. It was cool. Like the police, the sheriffs would actually just sit there and surround us. We got your backs, guys.
Don't worry.
And we'd fill them up. We'd be like, I think we're good to go here. And then we would just stand there. And hey, you know what was cool? Because we were in that area where you could actually go down and talk to you couldn't talk to the drivers, but you could talk to some of the pit crew and see the cars and stuff like that. That was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, moving on, guys, from NASCAR talk. What else have you been playing, Gunny?
Oh, gosh. You know what? I started a new character in Fallout New Vegas because I had this on Steam for a while. And I never fired it up. But I did. I think I have this had it on my Xbox 360, or I bought it. It was super cheap back in the day. Mm-hmm. And I only played it for like maybe an hour. And that's about how much I played of this one. That's all I had time for on Monday. But yeah, Fallout New Vegas, it's cool. It's man, that game's a little dated though. I wouldn't say the graphics, but art style. And
it looks dated, man. I've seen gameplay.
It's an older game.
Yeah, it came out like what, 2011, 10.
But I don't know when, but it's kind of cool. Like when you first start the game up and like they find you in the just like you were dying, these guys find you and take you in, kind of fix you up. And then it's just time to explore.
Like every other Fallout game.
Yeah. I don't know how far I'll get into it, but... yeah.
All right. What else, Gunny?
Zombie Army Trilogy. We played that again. We talked about that almost.
That's our Halloween game, man. We've been playing the fuck out of it.
Did we finish Act 3? That was the end of Act 3?
No, we got to finish it tonight.
Either way, that game's a lot of fun. I will say we ended on a good note. We also played with Omar, your brother. You forgot to mention that.
We did.
Omar
He's unimportant.
He kept shooting the snipers. So that was funny.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, get that achievement.
I'm trying to get an achievement, and my fucking brother shoots all the snipers in the head. He's like, well, you're taking forever to shoot him. I'm like, well, dude, they're supposed to jump, and that's when you shoot them, right? And he's like,
midair, yeah.
Well, he's like, I already have that achievement. I'm like, well, it doesn't matter what you have, motherfucker. I'm trying to get the achievement. Anyways, that was
cool. That was cool. We were just killing zombies left and right, man. That's what it's all about. We talked about Pinball FX3. Played a bunch of that. Mm-hmm. Again, thanks to Alex for posting that because it got me to play those Star Wars tables. So, the other thing I just wanted to talk about was I got a new 4K TV, guys. I went out.
Tell me this 4K TV. You went all out, didn't you, Gunny? You went all out. You spent like $10,000 on this thing. Tell me about your 4K.
I bought the most expensive TV Best Buy had. Yes. But if I could just say it real quick. Okay. Look, I was looking at, I've been going to that ratings.com and looking for what's the best gaming TV, best TV to game on. And there was two. The top ones were like the LG B7. The first top two were LGs. Uh-huh. And then I think the third one was the Sony something or rather. Mm-hmm. And they were like in that, I think they were the OLEDs, but they were like in that $1,900 range. That's $1,900. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, we looked at those. And, like in the Best Buy, they've got that Magnavox. No, what is it called? What is that set where they show off?
The living room area bullshit.
Yeah, that's it. So the guy's like, "Oh, have you seen the Sony, XBR A1E?" And I'm like, "Oh, well, I've seen it, and I've seen the price on that thing too. This OLED TV." Mm-hmm. He goes, "Well, it's like the 65-inch, okay?" He goes, "And next to that is the one that you're talking about, the best one for gaming, which is the LG." And I looked at both of them. I'm like, man, the colors don't look washed out on that Sony one, He's like, yeah, it's just kind of a personal preference thing, And I'm like, and plus, this one's like $3,000, for the Sony. And he's like, well, which one do you want? I'm like, I guess I'll probably just go with the LG, because it wasn't, for me, it was like, what's the best for gaming, Uh-huh. Like, Sony because it's good. And I like Sony. So I'm like, all right. So then I just picked that one up. So it was the Sony A1E.
So he told you to get Sony?
The wife did. She busted out that American Express card. Here it is.
Wow.
$55, not the $65.
$3,000 on your TV, Gunny. It's as much as my car costs, I think.
Yeah, so far, it looks amazing. It looks great.
Shit, it better
and
look amazing.
This thing I thought,
right. For $3,000, it better give you a fucking blowjob.
It better look amazing.
Right? Yeah, it's doing the dishes right now, actually. Give me another beer, TV. I thought this thing was going to be like really light, and I like how it comes in this big, humongous box, and they really keep it protected with these little corner end pieces and styrofoam and shit. So, yeah, because I was concerned about it coming through Amazon or something, UPS kicking it around or FedEx.
Why did you bought it from Best Buy? Why didn't you just take it home with you? You have a fucking Jeep. You have a Hummer. Why would you get it delivered? Oh, he didn't have it in stock.
Have it delivered. He goes, yeah, we have it in stock, and then, oh, wait, we don't. We'll have it on Tuesday. And I'm like, okay, well, I work in close by, so right after work, I just shot up there. And, as a matter of fact, I took my work truck up there and just put it in that and secured it down with my, I have a thing that will secure it. So it was very safe the whole time. And
I have a thing about electronics being delivered to me. I just won't do it.
Really? See, we have some where I'm sure people have seen, FedEx, and they don't take the best care of things. So
I'm the type of person.
I've had plenty of.
I pay money for something. I need it in my hand. You know what I mean? I'm not. I hate paying for something and then waiting for it.
Why do you think I?
I need that instant gratification. Yeah, you're right.
You're saying it was 2 days though. It was a grueling 2 days.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, like, putting this thing up on the wall, holy cow, check this out, guys. The screen, the speakers are in the screen. I don't know how the fuck they did that, but it's amazing. The sound sounds really good with that Dolby Atmos. I'm like, whoa.
The speakers are in the screen?
Inside the screen, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those reactive screens or whatever, and the sound actually comes through the screen or something like that. I've seen that before.
Sounds fancy.
And so besides the TV, it has what's called a kickstand. Mm-hmm. And that's what props your TV up if you were going to put it onto a table. And it comes with another, like a brace thing that keeps the kickstand out, kind of like you would have like a picture frame sitting on a table. So it's like
really?
That. Absolutely, yeah.
The stand is a kickstand? Like the back of the Switch kind of thing?
You probably just like you would have a picture frame, right? You pop the little thing out, and that's how
you got your Switch there, Jesus.
Yeah.
Show him what I'm talking about.
This little thing.
Bring
right
up
here.
the screen here.
See if I could open this fucker. It's a bitch to open.
Yeah, you just pop the little kickstand off.
So
that's weird, man. So it doesn't screw onto an actual stand?
No, but it comes with
like a piece that flips out of the back of it or some shit?
Yes, Jesus, just like that. Just like that. It's in the middle.
I don't know if I would trust that, man. That sounds very...
Yeah, man.
No, so it comes with a big ass kickstand in the back, right? And so that pops out. You'll take like a metal bar that will... Either way, I have it mounted on the wall, so I don't use any of that. But it comes with like a big ass cover too that will go on the back. Again, I can't use that because it's mounted. Mm-hmm. So on that kickstand, that's the heavy part of the TV, I think. Either that or it's the glass part. But
does your TV, how many remotes did it come with? Because I have like 4 remotes for my TV, dude. I don't even know why.
Just one TV, one remote.
Mine has 4.
Wow.
And then they sent me one more. Like I had 3 of them, and they're like, I literally turned on my TV one day, and they're like, go to Vizio and put this code in, and we're going to send you another remote because you need one. And I was like, I need one? I already have 3. So they sent me one. They just sent me one. Like, here you go, another remote for your TV. The old one.
I got a big remote, like a big master remote, and then I got like a little tiny one that's like got less buttons on it, but it does like everything you would want. The big one, it's in a drawer somewhere.
I have them all.
The
like
little ones that I use.
I have them on my TV. Then it came with the tablet, so it's like
that's cool.
You have like
that's right. You just came with that tablet thing.
Yeah, so I'm like, it has like a different fucking remotes and shit. I never use that tablet. It charges like all day for like the last 2 months now, 3 months.
You know what I wonder about? Because it didn't give me any code or vouchers for that Sony service. Kind of like you used to get on the DVD players.
What do you mean?
The Sony
like,
Blu-rays.
Blu-rays, yeah.
Sony. Oh, what is it called? Sony. It's that Direct.
Yeah,
you know, like you can actually play Sony, PlayStation Direct.
Yeah,
that service.
Oh, PlayStation Now.
PlayStation Now, yeah. So it gave me that propaganda, like, hey, go to this thing right here and hook up your PS4 controller or PS3 controller.
Yeah, you could do that on those Sony TVs, yeah.
So I thought, oh, that's cool. It's got like a Bluetooth functionality to it, so I can actually play a PlayStation game if I need to.
Well, older PlayStation games, right? Because all the
PlayStation 3 games,
yeah.
Right.
I think they're
which I think you just get on.
They're
PC
working
anyway.
on adding. They're working on adding a lot of PlayStation 4 games on there, but not yet. Still no PS4 games on there, I think.
Yeah. But other than that, guys, so on that kickstand, now that sits flat against the TV, mounted on the wall, what's cool is you can now, I just take the HDMI and that all the cables go right from the bottom. So there is no more, like, I used to have to put it into the side and near the top, and it was kind of a pain in the ass.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can actually look underneath and just hook those up easily. But I think that's the heaviest part of the TV, and that's where the, the base, where the woofer, I guess you'd call it. It's like a square. It sits flush against the thing, and that's where that sits as well. And that sounds pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So I had the LG soundbar hooked up, and yeah, I think it sounds better than my LG soundbar, the actual TV itself. When using Dolby Atmos, yeah, gives you that good quality sound.
Awesome, man. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
so
good.
looking forward to that. Xbox One X.
Anyways, besides that, real quick, I want to mention to our live listeners that they're having issues watching us live at the moment. And we don't know what's going on, guys.
I see the lag.
There's a lag or something, and just download the show. I'll tell you that. Just download the show. Like 99.95% of our listeners do. Anyways, I'm glad you got a 4K TV, Gunny. I'm glad you're ready for the Xbox One X, and you get to enjoy some 4K content, man. There's a lot of things on Netflix that you can watch.
I did watch what you guys recommended. That video with where that sheep.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of the name of it, but that was, man, that second part of that video where he
all the
calls
colors
down that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, all those colors come down from the sky. I was like, whoa! I was just blown away.
It's an awesome video. There's plenty of other a lot of animes on Netflix. Brink, he sent me links to tons of them. A lot of animes actually use HDR way better than TV shows do, and regular movies too. So animes are really good for HDR content. So I would suggest you go check those out, man. Cause
I want to be an anime fan now.
You'll see some cool stuff, man. Like some of the animes are really fun to watch. There was one about robots or something called, I think it's called Blame, and that one has HDR support. It's like a movie. It's not like an anime episode. It's like a whole 2-hour movie about these guys fighting things, etc. And Brink says John Wick 2. Planet Earth.
Yes.
Planet Earth. I would recommend Planet Earth.
Yeah, I did. I did watch that when it first came out.
Watch the new one, the new Planet Earth 2 with HDR support in 4K. Oh hell yeah, you're gonna love that shit, bro. Anything else, Gunny?
No, that's all.
Yeah, 4K TVs are heavy, man. This fucking TV, I had to move it from the left over there to 3 feet that way. Shit was a bitch. I was like, what the fuck? This thing weighs fucking 60 pounds. What the fuck's going on here?
That's what I'm thinking. This thing must have weighed at least that. 60 pounds.
It weighs probably not 60 pounds, but it weighs 40 pounds at least.
Trying to get it on the wall by yourself. That was
that's the worst part, having to mount the shit on the fucking thing where you wall mounted her, or because I have a little mount on there as well. That's the worst, dude. It's hard as hell to get it on there by yourself. It really is. Anyways.
I'll just go through.
Anyways, moving on to news. Anything else, Gunny?
No, that's all.
News time. So Gunny got a brand new 4K TV. That's the top of the news. He has a Sony something real expensive TV. Go buy one, guys. He recommends it fully recommends it.
I would say go with the,
Yours is an OLED, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You went all out, dude. OLEDs are the shit.
This is Sony's first attempt at an OLED, and I think they nailed it. Just from reviews, watching, that they did a pretty good job. I think the only reason my wife said don't get the LG is because we just had a bad experience with
LG. Yeah, I mean that's true,
when I got
dude.
2 years ago, it kind of went out after a year.
I don't know. My coworker.
Worse, just the picture's degraded, and it's not the HDMI cable.
Yeah, my coworker at work, he recently bought a QLED from Samsung. It was like a $2,000 TV, and his TV broke. His motherboard went out, the little side box that came with it that you plugged all the HDMI shit into. It died, and that's the brains of the TV. If that stops working, your TV doesn't work. So he swore to God that he was done with fucking Samsung. So he's like, fuck Samsung, I'm never buying another Samsung television again. This is the worst brand ever. He fucking hates them. I'm like, oh man, I guess. He loves LG though. Because he swears by LG. He says that there's the best. So everybody has their own preferences. Whatever, bruh.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I like Sony's colors.
I use Vizio. I don't know.
They're my favorite. So I've got the Sony Bravia in the living room. I've had it for 8 years. I love it.
Sony fanboy, man. Anyways.
Hey. So what? I love Sony.
Shit. Anyways, moving on to Xbox news, guys. Speaking of your TV supporting Dolby Atmos and sounding great, Gunny, Xbox One X consoles can now, Xbox One consoles in general, so even the S and the original, I believe, are going to be able to support premium wireless speakers. These speakers are called WISA, W-I-S-A, and that stands for, what does this stand for? wireless. Fuck, I don't remember the acronym.
This.
Whatever, but it's like a brand, it's a brand of wireless speakers that they use. Microsoft will start supporting them pretty soon here, but they're being made by companies like Bang and Olufsen, Gibson, Harman and Kardon, and LG. But Xbox will be an actual partner of them. So basically, these are called premium wireless speaker systems. The WISA offers a 7.1 channel audio standard that operates in the relatively unused 5.2 and 5.8 gigahertz radio frequency spectrum. So that means they don't operate on the 2.4 like most other things do. Plus, you will get an advantage of a one-touch setup of what is essentially an audio Wi-Fi network, only with better sound quality than, say, Bluetooth. But the WISA products will not be cheap, guys. So get ready to pay a pretty penny for those. But basically, they're saying like this is going to be like the amazing audio for 4K gaming. If you're interested in that, Gunny, I suggest you look into it. I mean, you got an amazing TV, obviously. Might as well.
So how will they sell these speakers? Will it, like you said, will it come in like a, what do they call it, a 7.1 or something, or a 5.1?
Yeah, like, so I mean, it'll be surround sound. It'll be surround sound, and it'll be like a sound bar or speakers or wireless speakers. So like, there's no wires to them. You set them up with your TV, and it just communicates with your TV, and they could be surround sound speakers. So if you buy like 3 or 4 of them, you just set them up around your room without any wires, which is really awesome because I hate when wires or speakers are seen. Yeah. You select, what settings you want on the speakers, and they work great, apparently. But then they must not be cheap, man. Because I know wireless...
I see those names. Bang & Olufsen, Harman Kardon. Yeah, those are very expensive.
So I suggest you be careful.
I better be extra special nice to the wife.
Yeah.
Again.
Wait till Sony releases the speaker so she could tell you just to go ahead and get the Sony ones when you go to Best Buy. Be like, go ahead and get the Sony ones.
Okay, guys, I think the stream should be better now.
Okay, awesome. I'm glad you fixed it. But moving on now, guys, to more news. This is Xbox news, PlayStation news as well now, because former Xbox exclusive Max: The Curse of the Brotherhood will now be released on PlayStation 4. This game was a game that came out on the Xbox One's release year in 2013. On the release day, right? But it will now be available
I'm not sure if it wasn't on release day. It was like
pretty damn close.
Not long after.
But I'm pretty sure it was on release on November 8th, I think.
I think it might have been, yeah.
But anyways, it's going to release again now, but in November 8th, it will be available digital on the PS4. And on November 10th, it will be available physical. So you can go buy a disc at the store if you still do that. They will both be a suggested retail price of 20 good old American dollars. So if you want to play that game, I don't think anyone's going to buy that on PlayStation.
It was a good game, man.
Yeah, it was good. I didn't finish it.
Who the fuck's going to... I mean, I guess PlayStation, like people that have only played on PlayStation for the last 6 years.
Well, it was a Games with Gold at one point, too, so I'm pretty sure it was. Max and the Curse of the Brotherhood.
4 years. Xbox has only been out for 4 years. Xbox One. It's crazy to think. It seems like a long time, but it's not a long time. When you consider how long the Xbox 360 was out for.
Yeah.
It's like half of the life.
Twice as long, yeah.
Yeah, man, that's nuts. All right. But more news, guys. Microsoft has now partnered with the new Capture Studio for VR video games and more. The studio is called Dimension. It will focus... Well, this partnership with Hammerhead VR... So that's who the company they're going to work with. But they created a new studio, and it's called Dimension. It will focus on volumetric video and 3D capturing for VR video games and experiences. So it looks like Microsoft is getting more into VR than we thought they were at first. This is a studio that will be based in London, and it will work along with Microsoft's own mixed reality capture studio in Redmond, Washington. So... we'll see what happens with that. I mean, apparently they said they're going to be working on some projects together. No news yet as to what they're going to be working on. But we could probably speculate that they could be working on video games, guys.
I would say.
Video games. But that'd be cool, man. VR on Xbox One X. It might be coming. It might be true, guys. You never know.
Yeah. I'm sure these companies like Oculus and all these other ones
They
are
want
coming
it.
to Microsoft
They
going, hey,
want it, yeah.
whoa, we need to do something here.
We need to sell a billion units to
Sink or
everybody.
swim. Yeah.
But speaking of Xbox, still, the Battlefield 1 game that we all know and love, well, I know and love quite dearly, will not, well, at the moment, it may not, well, it's not going to get Xbox One enhancements at the moment for the Xbox One X. Apparently, they said like they're just focusing on currently releasing other games and other projects. But yeah.
That kind of sucks. It already looks great.
It
So
does.
I don't
but man,
know why they can't upgrade that.
or
why they wouldn't right away.
The PS4 Pro got upgrades for it. Like that's running on like 1440p or whatever the hell fake 4K.
It's weird because the assets are there. The PC version has 4K assets. So why the hell?
Not just like patch them in or something.
And EA is a great partner, so I don't know why they wouldn't have announced this a while ago.
Yeah, I'm just I'm kind of pissed off at the moment, because this is a game that I was really looking forward to playing in 4K and HDR.
Yes.
I mean, well, we already have HDR on the Xbox One S, but I mean, I was looking forward to playing it in better graphics than they are now, and they're just like, no.
Keep in mind, the game's still gonna run better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's still gonna run smoother. It's still gonna have better load times. So.
I don't know, it rubs me the wrong way that they're doing it that. Like, they're just like, no, we're not going to do it. We're working on fucking other shit.
Yeah, it's a AAA game that has, like you said, has the assets. Why? I don't think it's that difficult to
Shouldn't be.
enhance.
Apparently they're too busy fixing Battlefront before it releases. They're fixing the microtransactions, guys.
Shutting down Visceral, assholes.
They're shutting down Visceral, and they're fixing microtransactions. They're too busy to do this.
Making loot boxes, whatever.
Nintendo Switch news. Now Nintendo Switch it supports the GameCube controllers. This is a thing that got patched into the recent 4.0 update for the Nintendo Switch that was released last week. But they didn't even mention it. Like, Nintendo didn't even say like, hey, we're going to add GameCube controller support. They just did it. And some weirdo plugged his GameCube controller into it and it worked.
Well, I think you need that box or something.
Some adapter thing.
There's an adapter that you need for it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it works.
Like a USB adapter or something.
But
remember the old Wii's? You just flipped the top of the lid up and there was GameCube controller ports in there?
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah. But anyways, that's that. I mean, people are speculating that Nintendo may have a big announcement for Super Smash Bros. Coming to the Switch system.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Everybody's thinking that, so we'll see how that goes. But more news. Battleborn updates are now over, so it can now die in peace, guys.
That's
the
sad.
final update for Gearbox's failed hero shooter Battleborn arrived last week, tweaking game mechanics slightly, fixing a few bugs, and adding some skins and taunts before closing the door on continued development. Apparently, they said they're just done with it at the moment. They're just like, yeah, we're moving on.
Yeah, I think they gave up on this a year ago. Anyway.
You know what? They supported it for a long time. For a game that didn't do so well, they definitely kept their fucking end of the bargain and put out all the content that they said that they were going to put out. Because I have the digital deluxe version of that game. Yeah. So I was waiting for a lot of it.
Do you feel like you got your money's worth out of that digital deluxe thing?
No, and only because no one was really playing it.
Oh, well. But I mean content-wise, like from what they released to you.
I mean, yes, content-wise, yeah. They put out a shitload of stuff, There's stuff I haven't even touched yet that came out that I own. Which is, it's sad. That game was kind of fun, and it's sad that they made a bad move
stupid.
And released
they released it after Overwatch.
Yeah.
You don't do that,
I mean, that was their own kind of stupidity. They should have brought that game would have done well if they would have brought it out in like the summer or something
June,
when it was dead.
right after E3. At E3, just be like, it's available now. Mic drop.
You can play. There is a free-to-play version on all consoles.
There is.
All platforms. So yeah, you can check it out. I know that Target sells them for $19.99.
Like the Ultimate Edition?
Or even less, maybe. Maybe it's $10.
Yeah, they're pretty cheap out there. But if you buy the disc version, if you buy the disc version and pop it in, you get more stuff than you would if you played the free version. Like you get more character unlocks and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'll give them props because apparently the last skins that they added last week or this week, the final update that they released, the last skins they added were what's that game? What other game they make?
Borderlands.
Borderlands skins, yeah.
Yeah, I see the Psycho here.
Yeah, they added the skins of Borderlands into the game. That's the last hoorah.
I gotta get back and check that out.
But yeah, apparently they're gonna move on and work on maybe Borderlands 3. I don't know.
I hope so.
We'll see what they say. Maybe next E3.
Yeah,
we'll
they
know
are
more.
working on it.
We'll see. But speaking of a game that didn't support their the content right, Mass Effect Andromeda, guys. Mass Effect Andromeda. Recent news came out about a BioWare designer that worked for BioWare, and he says basically like, Visceral closing down, by EA was like a foreseen thing. He says that people just spent so much money on microtransactions that it's like, why are the gamers complaining? You guys are the ones spending the money, pretty much.
It's true.
He says he saw people spend $15,000 on Mass Effect multiplayer cards on Mass Effect 3.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
$15,000.
And that's the reason this is all blowing up right now. Is because they know that those people are out there that they can make that money off of.
Yeah.
So you turn around and complain about microtransactions, but it's our fault because we buy them.
Yeah, he says right here that he working at EA for BioWare. He says that it's definitely a thing of inside of EA. He says they're generally pushing for more open world games, and the reason is you can monetize them better. He says the idea here states that EA wants players to keep on coming back to its games, something that echoes EA executive,
of course they do,
Vice President Patrick, Sutherland's recent statement on the change for direction for Visceral's Star Wars title. He says it has become clear that to deliver an experience that players will want to come back to and enjoy for a long time to come, we need to pivot the design. And apparently, it's because microtransactions keeps players coming back. The chance of buying a card or a card pack and getting something out of it. Like, because you played like 50 hours and you get enough coins to get the elite card pack and you finally open it and you may get something. That gets you to come back and play that fucking game. And then you don't get nothing.
You might get something.
And then you don't get nothing, but then you spend $2 and you might get something again. And then you do get something.
And then you don't get it.
No, and then you do. And then you spend $2 more and get more. And get more and more. And next thing you know, you spent $50 on microtransactions.
Yeah. Don't do that, guys.
Yeah, but he says...
Stop this trend.
He says apparently that the reason, a lot of their games get delayed is because they do add these microtransactions into them. He said Mass Effect. Mass Effect is a big one. He's like, we've delayed the game to add microtransactions into it. And he says that basically, he's literally seen people spend $15,000 on their multiplayer cards in Mass Effect.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yep, and he goes on to address BioWare's next project, Anthem, which he acknowledges isn't a traditional-looking BioWare game, but he sees that at least the single-player linear experience is dead. So that game will not have a single-player linear experience. He says that it will be a multi-player open-world experience, which is what EA has chosen to follow from now on. He says the last game they were really working on that was single-player was Visceral's game. But Visceral's game didn't align with EA's vision, so EA said, fuck it, we're going to change the direction of this game. And that chick, what was her name, Ryan? Amy
Hennig.
Yeah, she was like, no, I want to make a single player game. That's what I'm good at. And they're like,
yeah,
well, you're fired.
Well, maybe you should go do it somewhere else.
Maybe you're fired. But he says, yeah. He says,
I know they were in talks with her, but I don't think their visions align, like you said. And hopefully she lands somewhere else. I'm sure she will. It sucks.
Well, why did she ever leave?
Me
Why did you ever leave Sony or Naughty Dog in the first place? She's probably regretting it now, going with the big-ass EA.
I doubt it, man. I doubt it. She's loaded.
I don't know. I was going to say she's making money.
She made enough money.
Yeah.
She probably wanted to move on and do something else. She wanted to write about different characters. She wanted to do something different, man.
He says,
you know how stale it can get. You know how stale it can get to just do the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
Maybe she was in that sort of a situation where it was like, this is just boring to me now, and I need to do something fresh.
So guys, who's to blame here? Who's to blame here? Is it EA?
the gamers.
For this? Is it the gamers? It's
the gamers, man. We spent money on this shit, so of course they're gonna just get more money out of you. Look at the DLC. Look at season passes. Season passes weren't a thing until Call of Duty made them a thing. Call of Duty before and Call of Duty Modern Warfare, they would release content packs for $15 a piece, and we would buy them.
That was a normal.
And then
deal.
they were like, "Whoa."
Do you remember the online pass?
Well, and then what did Activision do? They were like, we'll get $50 out of them up front.
Yeah.
And then
Premium pass.
we'll call it a season pass and say that they're going to save $10 and they'll feel like they're saving a lot of money. But in reality, maybe they wouldn't have never bought the zombie DLC. But now they're going to get the zombie DLC because they already paid us the $50. So let's just do it. I mean, it's our fault. We spent the money on this shit, so
you can look at it both ways, though, Jesus. I mean, yes, it's our fault for paying the money and doing it, but on the other end of the scale, it's their fault for taking advantage of it.
Mark,
where it's like, you know what I mean? Now they saw that. Oh, wait a minute! One guy spends $15,000. Well, now we have to do this. Now it has to be in every game. Now we can't. You know what I mean? Come on, it doesn't have to be in every game, and we still need a single player experience. We still need Skyrims.
According to this guy,
we still need.
You know who we have for that? Nintendo. This guy, according to him, he says that apparently with Visceral shutting down their studio, with EA shutting down Visceral, he said pretty much that means that linear single player AAA games at EA are dead for the time to come. He says every project they're working on is literally a multiplayer game or a multiplayer driven open world game. And he said that for Mass Effect Andromeda, they started the project as a prequel to Mass Effect called Mass Effect Contact. And they were working on that for years, he says. For years. And then all of a sudden EA switched the design idea and they were like, no, we don't like that. Let's make this Andromeda. And he was like, oh, okay. And they rebooted the game design multiple times. So he says the last version that you saw come out, Mass Effect Andromeda, was actually only a project that they worked on for 2 years before the game released. It wasn't worked on for 5 years since the last Mass Effect. It was worked on for 2 years because they had to change the whole thing around. And he says that's why it wasn't that good. That's why people hated it, because people were like, what the fuck is this shit? He says same thing for the next Anthem game and for everything. It's just going to be multiplayer open world games. And if that's the case, man, I'm not interested. I mean, Destiny is cool and it's a fun game, but I'm not personally going to invest time in a multiplayer open world game. I think there's still room for games like Grand Theft Auto and games that have like a story, like
Ubisoft,
a good story.
Has their, they have their Watch Dogs and
their Watch Dogs and Far Cries, and Nintendo obviously has their Zeldas and their Odysseys. The only company doing single player games is fucking Bethesda.
Yep, Bethesda's got Doom, has Wolfenstein, has Skyrim, has
they're the only ones.
Dishonored.
I wonder how Elder Scrolls Online's doing.
I wonder how much money they actually make off of games like a Wolfenstein game. Think about how many people didn't buy that just for the fact that they know it'll be on sale because people want multiplayer and it doesn't have it.
That's one of the games I was going to buy as the second game when I had that trade-in thing. I was like, Wolfenstein, I'll grab Wolfenstein. Because that's a single-player experience where I'll play through the story and probably trade it in, right? So that's why I would buy it on disc.
Yeah.
I don't I will miss the single-player story if it doesn't stick around, because me personally, I'm not into the competitive multiplayer games. I like co-op. I love Borderlands. I love, Destiny was fun when we were playing it. For me personally, it would be super sad if the single-player games went away. Because
I say to maybe game companies that want to go with EA because they have big dollars, resist that at all cost if you can, because they will shut you down and want to turn your game into, this multiplayer experience when that was not your vision to begin with. So just thinking of those companies that want to go to them. I don't know. It's, but EA's got those. Matter of fact, my EA subscription, I didn't realize I never renewed it for the EA Access Pass. What is it called? EA Access? Yeah, on Xbox. So yeah, I let that lapse. So, I mean, I can always buy whatever the next game is or red box it or something, but not a big loss.
Yeah. Well,
But I don't think single player games are dead. Maybe with EA they are, but
yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. EA's vision doesn't include these single player games, so but I still think there's other companies out there that are still going to make single player games. I hope everybody doesn't follow suit. Ubisoft, Bethesda, Nintendo, whatever,
right.
Don't do this. There's still, you can still make games like Halo, for instance. Halo is both ends of the spectrum. You get a single player campaign and you get your multiplayer stuff.
Games as a service,
microtransactions.
Games
but that's what I'm saying. Halo does it sort of right, where it's like you have your campaign and you have your games as a service, and they're both two separate things. Why does that have to stop? That doesn't have to stop. You can still have your stupid microtransactions and bullshit that I hope that everybody stops paying for.
They won't.
Because it's ridiculous.
I spent $5 on Destiny. I bought something. I don't know what I bought. I bought something for $5.
You did not buy those fucking bright Ingrams.
I bought something for $5.
No.
I think I remember I bought something.
You could earn those. Don't buy those.
When I was in the hype, man, I was like, I'm going to buy $5. Well, it's $5.
Jesus. And what did you get? You got some friggin'...
Probably nothing.
You got some shaders.
I don't even play the game now. I got
some
nothing.
ghosts. Fucking... Maybe a fucking... what are those little fucking speeder
They
bikes?
get me, man, because they're like, with $5 you can get this and this. And I'm like, oh, what's just $5?
See? You're falling in the trap, Jesus. You're the problem.
Is it my fault?
You're the problem. It's your fault,
You're
Jesus.
the problem, Jesus.
I'm the problem?
Just click that and then buy that shit.
Fuck. Next thing you know,
they didn't put that button there
if
for you to buy it,
if
okay?
Nintendo added microtransactions to their games, they would make so much more money. I'm just saying.
Shut your mouth. You shut your damn mouth.
Nintendo, if you're listening, I'm just saying.
Don't give them any ideas.
Reggie,
Nintendo's not...
my friend Reggie's listening, and Reggie, get a hold of me, man. I'll help you with those microtransactions. Just $5. Get a new color hat for Mario.
Man, it's your own version of microtransactions. They're called amiibos.
No, it's called that. It's called reselling the game to you 3 years from now.
Yeah.
If you do that, Jesus, I will have a Switch dumpster fire party, okay?
No, the fans.
You know what I want on the Switch? You know what I want on the Switch?
What do you want on the Switch?
You remember that friggin' Super Mario collection? And it had like all the Super Mario games. It was on the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
It came in that booklet, and you got like Super Mario 1, 2, 3, 4, the Lost Levels.
Yeah.
And a couple of other ones. Fuck, I wish they would bring that out.
They will.
I want all
Don't
the
worry.
old games.
Don't worry. They will.
Yeah.
It's Nintendo you're talking about here.
It's working out for me right now.
But guys, yeah, spend money on video games. Apparently, microtransactions. EA changed their whole vision just for microtransactions.
Buy your video games and stop paying for microtransactions.
No.
Show them we don't want that shit.
We want it. Microsoft's moving their whole business to games as a service as well, so we'll see how that plays out for them.
But the thing is think about Microsoft's properties and how they do that. They can do it, and they have been doing it. Like I said, Halo, it has two ends of the spectrum.
Halo is now open world. You have a squad of Master Chiefs with you, and you guys run around and do shit and kill the Covenant.
But Halo splits it. It's a single player and a multiplayer. The multiplayer's got your microtransactions and all that garbage in it, and that's fine. Leave it there. Give me a single player campaign still.
What is the first game you guys think will do it this way, where they sell you a game in pieces? I say Call of Duty does it first. Activision will do it. Where they'll sell you a game, and they'll do it this way. They'll be like, we're selling you a game cheaper now.
Jesus, they wouldn't be the
Listen
I will
listen
tell
to
you
my
who does it
explanation.
No. I will tell you who does it already. And
Who?
it's right. And I already talked about it earlier.
What?
Pinball Effects. They sell it to you in pieces.
No, they don't. Not like this. This is different. This will be like, we'll sell it to you the game cheap. We're selling the game to you cheap. We're giving you a value. For $29.99, you will get to experience the full multiplayer experience of Call of Duty. Full multiplayer experience, including zombies, for $29.99. For an extra $15, you will get to experience the campaign as a standalone product. We'll release the campaign for $15 or $20. We'll release the campaign for $20 by itself. And
I'll tell you why they won't do this.
They'll do it, man. I bet you they will.
No, I'll tell you why they won't. Nobody will buy the single player campaign. Nobody.
That's the point. They're gonna spend the least amount of money they can on the campaign.
Then why do they even put resources into doing it anymore?
For the people that complain about.
Then it'll just become an online game.
It's for the people that complain that don't have single player. They'd be like, yeah, we do.
Yeah,
we have it for
$20. It won't be worth it for them to put the time in to develop it in order to do that. So
then they'll do it like Destiny does. They'll add story to the multiplayer, and the story is some guy talking in your earpiece. Roger, we're coming in. Airstrike's coming in hot. It's coming in hot, guys. We're coming in on the airstrike. Danger close, airstrike, and then that's gonna be your story.
Stay frosty
out there, guys. We're gonna come in danger close. Roger that. 10-4. And then you're going to have Captain Price talk to you on the headset for 5 minutes, and that'll be the story. You know, like, it's going to happen. All the games are moving this direction, man. Either do that, they either make Call of Duty like a Destiny game, or they're going to make Call of Duty into a PUBG game.
No, I say if they do Call of Duty PUBG style, Battle Royale style, it becomes a mode. Like zombies
Special mode.
Yeah.
I see it happening.
I see that. I see that. I see them doing a battle royale mode where it's like, hey, maybe next year, maybe the final piece of DLC for the game or something. Bring people back to it. Do a fucking, you draw on an island, you find your weapons, and try and survive. I could see that in Call of Duty.
But anyways, we're the people at fault for microtransactions. I am at fault. I buy shit.
I don't.
Sometimes I don't, but sometimes I do. Free to play games, I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Phone games get me the worst because I'll be into a phone game so much.
A free to play game is
$3.
I might throw a microtransaction to them because if I've enjoyed a game for that long and haven't paid anything for it, then I want to give something back to the developer. That I understand. If it's I understand microtransactions in a free-to-play game. In a $60 game, in a full game that you're purchasing, there should not be fucking microtransactions. This should not be a thing.
Games are games, Ryan.
You know what I do? I always, not always, but I always buy the gold or the premium version of the game. So I'm kind of paying it all up front.
Yeah, that's true. That's the way my brother does it. There's not a game he buys that he doesn't go all out on that shit. He buys everything like the maximum edition or whatever the fuck he's buying.
Yes.
And I'm like, why? And I'm always like, dude, why did you spend $100 on this game? He'd be like, cuz, man. He's like, if I don't do it now, I'm gonna want the season pass later, and I'd rather just do it now so I could just have all of it now.
Right. See, my problem is I buy a fucking $100 version of the game. I'm done with it in 2 months, and then the shit comes out, and I never go back and play it.
That's my problem.
So why am I gonna buy a fucking $130 version of the game to not play content that comes out 6 months later?
Then the season pass is on sale for $10.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
That happens to me, and I tell my brother.
And that's what I was saying earlier. How I'm waiting for Black Friday for I want to play Shadow of War. I want to play Assassin's Creed. I want to play Wolfenstein. And I'm sure that some of these games are going to pop up on the Black Friday sale. So I'm going to hope for that. I'm going to save a few bucks up and get me some Microsoft points. I really want to pick up Shadow of War because I didn't realize that is a Play Anywhere title.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So
yes.
Check it out.
Yeah. So I'd like to pick that up if I can find it.
But Ryan, you want to know something?
What, Jesus?
Earlier today, Gunnychief sexually harassed me.
No!
He did.
I have no
made
statements.
inappropriate comments towards
No
me.
comment.
Did he take his blue pill?
I won't say. I feel very shooken, and I'm disgraced to be in the same show he's on.
Don't have a nervous breakdown on me.
I'm sad. I'm gonna cry.
Gunny, you gonna apologize to Jesus or what?
I need a formal apology, Gunny, right now.
I have no comment, and I don't know what you're talking about.
That's not a formal apology, Gunny. You need to offer and issue a formal apology to me right now.
But it was consensual.
No, it wasn't. You told me to touch you there, and you said
Gunny,
I couldn't be on the show as a host unless I did that, and you got me. No.
Hey, you groped me with good intentions.
Guys, not to make fun of people for suffering
we shouldn't really be joking.
But the truth is, NeoGaf,
This is
the great
story.
the great NeoGaf, the amazing NeoGaf, is down. The site has basically has been down for the past October 22nd, for like the past week.
Yeah.
The site went down for the past week because apparently last Saturday, during the time we were doing the podcast, basically, the owner, Tyler Malka, who goes by the handle Evil Lore, was accused of sexually harassing users on NeoGaf. Like women, NeoGaf. He was accused of doing some sexual comments and shit towards them, sending them pictures, different things, allegations, of course. I mean, nothing is proven until you're proven guilty in a court of law, but all these allegations come, and he basically, just shut down the site.
Well, I think all of his moderators said "fuck you" and left.
Yeah, they all left.
Wow.
A lot of them left. Yeah, a lot of them were like, yeah, if this dude's going to be doing this shit, we're done. We're not going to help him. But yeah, that is nuts, dude. I don't know.
That is crazy. Yeah. I didn't read this story earlier. I just briefly heard about it. I thought that you were going to read another one on Naughty Dog. But this is something totally different.
This is totally different, yeah.
And I didn't know it was the owner. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Not Weinstein, it's the owner.
Yeah, this is a full-on blown rape accusation by the owner of NeoGaf. A girl is saying that she was sexually assaulted in a shower by him during a road trip.
Wow.
And apparently it's a big deal because a lot of people have quit NeoGaf and they just don't want to use it. So he apparently took down the site. He was like, fuck it. So he took down the site. And yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. I don't know if anything's going to happen to him. Like I said, his accusations, right? So you can't really prove that somebody did something unless you have real evidence. So we'll see where this goes from here. It's kind of weird, though. NeoGaf has been around for a very long time in the gaming scene. Since 2006, when the site became a site, and it was like a post, like a post for people to go on there and post about video games, it's blown up. We always, there's plenty of times where we reference NeoGaf on our show to mention that a dev or somebody working on a game mentioned something, or somebody leaked something on NeoGaf. But yeah, I've never been a user of the site myself. I've never been on there personally, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I've read
articles and stuff. Yeah, and I've never.
Mm-hmm. That's
I only read them if they're linked.
Yeah.
On NeoGaf.
Pretty much.
That's crazy, though. Yeah, I mean, this is a breaking story. There's not much more to this article.
There's no, literally, the site is down. You go to NeoGaf. I think if you go to NeoGaf, you get a stupid little thing that says the site's being
sites under maintenance or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if anybody else has any more on this story, let us know.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that. We'll probably hear more about it here moving forward. I mean, there's plenty of things going on right now in the world.
I know that
in the media with sexual harassment and stuff, right? So
I know that even NeoGaf even on Reddit, it's even volatile. It's just, yeah, they're staying the fuck away from it.
People are pissed. I mean, I get it. I totally get it. You know, it's not cool, man. Like what he's accused of. I read the post the girl posted on Facebook. There's a post. There's a leaked article where it takes you to the Facebook post, and it's pretty graphic what she says. But yeah, not cool, man.
I think we're even going to see a lot of this Me Too hashtag.
Yeah, I've been seeing some of those lately.
Yeah, they're all over the place, man.
And also, you figure also with him being the owner and having this level of access, and even, you know, if he's even doing this online, allegedly, I think we'll see a lot more people coming out.
Totally. Yeah, apparently some people he's banned. Some people like that try to confront him about it. Like, you know, some users that like try to like, hey man, what the fuck, dude? You're doing this shit, and he apparently just blocked him, banned him off of NeoGAF, like just banned their account. Like, you're banned, dude. Wow. And yeah, not cool. Abusing his power, basically.
Yeah.
Well, that's right from the beginning. He abused his power. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's a power trip, right? He feels like he's fucking
untouchable,
bigger and more important than this woman that, or whatever women. Yeah. And it's bullshit. You know what I mean? It's fucking bullshit. You don't need to treat someone that way. You're not better. You're worse than anybody else.
Totally,
you know?
man.
Go fuck yourself. Jump off a bridge and fucking die because you don't belong here.
There's plenty of those posts on your calf. I read about that too. Plenty of suicide posts. Go suicide yourself, man. Yeah, I mean, that's not really a fucking. I shouldn't have said that. That's, we don't.
But that's how I feel. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you don't. No one deserves that. No one deserves that.
I agree with you, man. Horrible gamers. You know, we don't condone suicide or anything like that, guys. But we don't appreciate, you know, people sexually harassing other people as well. As much as we joke on here and stuff, we don't, you know, really.
Some things are serious, and that's fucking serious.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Yes.
Moving forward, guys, to more news. Xbox news, Microsoft news, actually. Microsoft is going to implement in the Windows 10 Fall Creators Update a lot of changes, and one of them is switching on a TruePlay feature, which is a cheating software thing that might be implemented into Xbox games themselves. So, I mean, maybe these developers are going to be able to use these tools to be able to find out someone's cheating in their game, and it just bans them automatically from the game. How well it'll work, we don't know yet. And, you know, there's been obviously cases of Valve's anti-cheat software, you know, been accused of banning people for dumb reasons because like, we weren't cheating. And the thing is like, no, but you were cheating. And they're like, we weren't. And, you know, it's kind of really hard to prove that you were or you weren't. But we'll see what happens there with that moving forward. So stop cheating, guys, if you're cheating.
Yeah, a lot of things going on right now in Battlegrounds.
Totally.
PUBG, so. But I don't think they didn't realize how big that game was going to be when it came out.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, moving on to more news. A heated Madden video game triggered Pittsburgh's teammates to fight each other. So this is a weird. Pittsburgh freshman football players, defensive back Paris Ford and tight end Tyler Sear, are facing charges stemming from an October 17th incident in which it's alleged that the teammates were involved in a physical altercation with each other. But apparently it all stemmed from a Madden game. They were playing Madden. Wow. One of them was winning, the other one wasn't, and they got into a fight. And apparently the police arrested both of them, and like, you guys are gonna face charges now, which is really weird. I mean, I personally feel like if you get into a fight with somebody and then you're both cool at the end, you really shouldn't be facing charges. But I mean, I guess disorderly conduct, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
But that news.
I mean, come on. Like, let's be honest. We've played couch co-op games with friends before, and they've gotten heated. Like, yeah, come on. You've never played a game and got pissed off at your buddy because
I punched,
you could beat him or whatever. You know what I mean? It happens.
What game was it? There was a game where I punched my cousin right in the jaw. Like, literally. I was like 8 years old, dude. He was like 9. and we're playing Super Smash Bros. On the 64 or something, and he pissed me off. I vividly remember sitting on the floor, leaning back on the bed. I jumped up on my feet, like just fucking Spider-Man jumped on my feet, and he did too, and I just decked him right on the fucking jaw.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh man, it was bad, but I mean, it happens.
Yeah, it's stupid shit. Yeah.
But yeah, people get heated. I wouldn't do that now, but whatever. Moving on to more news, guys. Let's see here. PlayStation 4 news. PlayStation 4 gaming glasses are aiming to reduce eye strain when playing video games. Numbskull and PlayStation have released the official PlayStation 4 gaming glasses, guys, which are said to reduce your eye strain while playing video games and prevent dry eyes or red eyes. Yeah. You guys interested in gaming glasses?
Yes.
37.
These have been out. These have been out for a long time, though, man.
But these are
I see a couple streamers
PS4.
wearing glasses.
These are fucking PS4 ones, Ryan. They're different.
No, they look exactly the same
They
as
do.
the ones that we used to sell at EB. It's the exact same thing.
These are,
it's just a yellow tint. It takes out some brightness, so it doesn't bother your eyes as much. People also wear them
for driving.
Well, no. People wear them like if they're in front of a computer screen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Constantly all day at work or whatever. You get migraine headaches from staring at a bright screen all the time. They help. That we used to sell them. Like I remember they used to come out like Call of Duty branded ones and shit, and they'd sell them at EB when I worked there. But I mean, it's nothing I ever had an issue with. I don't really find I get headaches or anything from gaming. So it's never been something that I've been interested in. And I probably won't be interested in these either. They look a little nicer, actually, looking at them.
They look very
They look
nice.
a little nicer than they used to. They used to be like plastic sunglasses with the like yellow lenses.
But wait a minute. It says here, the company claims that the PlayStation branded amber lenses will give you a competitive edge by improving visual efficiency and increasing contrast perception. That's what they claim. So if I lose like every match in Call of Duty, can I sue this company
No.
based on how butthurt I am for losing?
I'm going to say no.
These glasses cost
$38,
$38, Gunny.
Oh wait, UK, yeah.
Yeah, 38 US.
Yeah, and £24.99 in the UK. Pounds.
Are they called Quill or Quinn or something? What the hell's the money called over there?
They're called pounds, isn't it? Pounds.
Wait.
Pounds is dollars.
Yeah, man.
Somebody from the UK help us out here. What is that funny symbol next to the number
Why are
24?
you being Australian?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait. Wrong accent. See, I need to put on some glasses here. I can't even see them. Hold on. Wait. Okay. There we go.
It's better, Gunny? You see him now?
Guys,
Yeah.
news. More news. I got more news for you. Something soup. The year is 2078. You're a humble server tasked with beaming soups to the hungry humans upstairs.
Oh, no.
Rather than cook, your job is to decide what counts as soup. Because your soup is cooked by aliens and they're getting confused. So basically, this game is just a game where you buy it on Steam, you play it, and it's called something soup. The game is making you ponder what soup is. It lets you make soup out of anything. You could put water in like rocks and carrots and send that as soup. Or you can
With chopsticks.
Yeah, or you can like have noodles and gummy worms and milk. That's soup. Or you can have a thick soup or a watery soup. And basically at the end of the game, the whole point of the game is to like at the end of the game, it tallies up like all the soups that you made and you sent upstairs. And it will tell you what you defined as soup. Like what you think is soup is. Because apparently to these researchers that made the game, researchers out of... where the fuck are they out of?
So wait. Yeah, it's like they put something in front of you. So they put a thick liquid with meat slices and batteries served in coconut with with a spoon, and you have to decide whether it's soup or not.
Yeah. And you either throw it away or you
So
send it upstairs.
You either click the it's soup button or you click the it's not soup button.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. And then at the end of the game,
That's hilarious.
the University of Malta researchers, they basically said, like, you can, believe a soup is something, like, believe a soup is a solid or a liquid, or it could be served in anything, or, it may contain things that are not supposed to be eaten. Yeah, apparently.
Like rock with carrots and a cocktail umbrella served in a bowl with chopsticks.
Oh, yeah.
Is that soup, Jesus? Is that soup?
I would send it up as soup. Why not?
You say that's soup? I say no to soup. I say no to rocks as soup. I'm not about to eat rocks as soup. I don't know about batteries either. Batteries in my soup is not good.
I'm going to say keep the rocks, get rid of the carrots, and it's soup.
How about a frozen liquid with meatballs and wontons served in a bowl with an ice cream scoop? Is that soup?
That's soup.
That's soup.
Soup.
Call that soup?
I call it soup.
That's
Oh,
not soup.
man.
This is soup.
It's soup.
I'm going to add dirty socks and diapers. How's that? Is that soup?
Soup. Totally.
Poop soup.
It'll be creamy soup.
Oh, God. What else we got?
Guys. The company called Fantasy Flight Games is a strategic board and card game company based out of Rosemount, Minnesota. It is perhaps best known among the hardcore gamers for its selection of living card games, which emulate complex collectible card games like Magic: The Gathering. The company has also made a name for itself by making games based off of popular franchises like Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and Game of Thrones. On Wednesday of last week, the company announced that Fantasy Flight Interactive, a studio that will make video games... Fantasy Flight Interactive is a studio that will make video games out of the company's popular paper and cardboard games. It's going to launch in Madison, Wisconsin. Yeah, apparently they say that, they want to make games out of card games.
Out of like board games and card games.
Yeah.
I mean, lots of people already do that.
Right.
So
Are we not
You got Gwent and you got fucking Magic the Gathering games.
Yeah.
What's the popular one that came out on iOS first? It was kind of an exclusive. I don't know if it's still on there besides Android. People on Twitch watch it a lot. I find it super boring, but...
Oh, the Warcraft one.
No, it's the one that came out. It was on iOS. It was on Apple. It was not on Android. Maybe it's still not. Either way.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. I can't remember the goddamn name of it.
Yeah. Because I'm not into card games, so I just think we have enough of these.
The hell is that game called? That's going to bug me now.
I don't know.
It's what spawned all these fucking games.
What
Yeah,
game?
it kind
What are
of
you guys
like
talking
when that
about?
came out on Apple, everybody loved it. Like, oh my gosh, it's only
Hearthstone?
on Apple devices. Yeah, that's it.
Oh,
Really, guys?
Yeah.
You guys couldn't figure out
I just couldn't think of the name. The name would not come to me.
All you guys had to say was it came out on Apple and it was a card game. Like, that's all
iOS,
you
Apple,
needed.
same thing.
Well, that's what we said. No one fucking was sitting here fucking.
I
digging-
wasn't paying attention to you guys at first. I was
You know I'm an
reading the
old man.
next
I can't
story.
remember shit like that.
I was reading the next story, so I wasn't really paying attention to you
You're
guys.
too old. We don't have that kind of memory, Jesus. You're the young one here.
I need Eric back on the show.
We got
Get
two
some-
old guys on the show today.
get
Remember
some
that.
young people on here. Eric, come back. Guys, let's go into spooky stories of the week.
Hang on. Before we do the spooky story,
What the fuck?
we should probably just, seeing as we're talking about Eric, should we say something about Eric?
I guess. I mean,
What about him?
It's his birthday tomorrow.
he's
Happy birthday,
older
Eric.
now.
Oh, yes. I did get a reminder.
He's 28 years old tomorrow, guys. Happy birthday to our friend and co-host,
Wow.
Eric Smith, the podcast guru over at the Nerd of Wells podcast. Happy
He doesn't
birthday.
look a day over 23.
He looks young, man.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday.
Yep.
He makes me look old, and I'm younger than him. Shit.
All right. Let's get into this spooky news, Jesus.
Spooky
Tell
stories.
me about it.
Spooky
Tell me the
stories of
story.
Halloween.
Ooh, ha, ha.
Guys, to cap off our news this week, I'm going to read you guys some spooky stories about gamers' experiences. All right?
All right. Sounds good.
Let's go here. 20 years ago, when he was a teenager, Lazy Couch Gamer, that's his gamer tag, picked up a used copy of the fantasy role-playing game Secret of Mana at a video rental store. He was playing through the game's fire palace alongside a princess when enemy blobs of lava appeared. They began multiplying. Suddenly, an enemy blob seemed to grab the princess and disappeared, he recalled.
No!
Yeah, totally. She just grabbed her and disappeared. Her HP gauge, Ryan, disappeared too. Like, what?
What? How does this happen?
It was like she had never existed, Ryan. He freaked out, but he reconsidered, thinking it was just a sudden and unexpected plot twist in the game. But later on, he couldn't progress any further. The game would wait and wait for a text box from the princess who had vanished into nothing.
That's weird.
He reset the game, of course, and for years joked that it was haunted.
Ooh.
Dun, dun.
Bum, bum, bum.
Dun, dun, dun. The more spooky story. I got a few more here for you guys. One more here. Let's do another one. In the mid-2000s, Sax FPS and his buddy were flouncing around Halo 2 on the Xbox 360, launching themselves into the air with super bounces, as one did back in the day. Another friend logged on to join them on Headlong, Halo's 2 multiplayer map. The host changed to the mutual friend. They all continued playing, just jumping around and shooting all over. Moments later, an unidentified player joined. That player hovered around the brownish map. No name above their head. Confused, Sax FPS eyed the scoreboard. Nothing about them was there. Sax FPS recalled a video he'd seen called Ghost of the Lockout, a Halo 2 superstition that made the rounds back in 2006. Some players claimed to have encountered an unidentified, no-name white Spartan who repeatedly blew up their party with plasma grenades. Seemingly invincible, in the video, the Spartan was seen wrecking the player's party, totally anonymously, in instance. Sax FPS had always thought the video was fake. Fearlessly, he and his buddy tried to take down the new player's shield, meleeing and shooting in a fatal quick combination known as BXRing. Then his friend Quad shotted it because he just wanted to practice. Sax FPS told me he just wanted to practice, man. That's all my friend told me he shot him because he wanted to practice. Halo's 2 blue loading screen appeared. Time for the host to migrate. When the game began anew, there was a second unidentified player. The original one came at Sax FPS with a rifle, he remembered, repeating his fatal attack back on him, and then echoing his friend's quad shot back at him. Sax FPS now believes in the Ghost of Lockout, guys. The Ghost of Lockout.
Ooh.
Dun,
Ooh,
dun, dun.
scary.
These are some crazy stories, guys. More news. Or more stories.
Very scary.
For Halloween. Jake O'Connell and his friend David took a trip to a farm in the UK county of Cornwall to celebrate another friend's birthday. At the celebration, Jake and David drank enough to feel buzzed, and of course, susceptible to bad ideas, he and David noticed an old, rotten caravan in one of the farm's far-flung fields earlier that night and thought it might be fun to stay in it. Making their way over and opening his door, Jake and David found the van full of cobwebs with the brutal stench rising from its rotting interior. It seemed too creepy to stay in, but then they noticed an SNES console loaded up with Mario Kart, an old CRT TV, and a small stereo, Ryan. That's what they noticed. Pumped! They fired up the console, which miraculously still worked. They were thrilled to race in Mario Kart in a decrepit old...
Wait a minute. They're in the middle of a forest.
Yeah, in the field.
In a van.
In a farm.
What is powering this TV?
Don't ask questions, Ryan. God damn.
Generator.
Stop
We got a
breaking my-
generator out here that makes moonshine.
The generator hooked up to the van and the console still worked. But when they flicked on the CRT TV, creepy synth music began to play. Not from the television, Ryan, but from whatever CD was in the car stereo. Totally unconnected and up front, he said. In the rear of the van, the television began sparking and banging, smoking. Frantically, they tried to turn off the TV, but it wouldn't respond. Smoke continued to rise. The TV crackled. It remained on until it was unplugged. End of the story. So, I can't tell you what happened. They died at the end. They died at the end. That's the end of that story. They're dead. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Got creepy shit going on here. Duke, an avid Battlefield 1 player, guys, this is more recent, logged onto the World War I first-person shooter around midnight to mow down some enemies alongside his friends. It was dark outside, and Duke played in his living room with his lights off because he's a man. Dead after one round, he was waiting to respawn when out of nowhere he heard a scream resounding from inside the game. It was a pinging, blood-curdling digital scream that resounded twice. One that, when you hear it, sends a bracing vibration through your head. He'd played more hours of Battlefield 1 than he's willing to admit, and he had never heard this sound before. What the fuck was that? David asked his friends. None of his friends had heard the scream. He's not sure to this day whether it was a bad patch of code or a screaming woman whose voice was muffled over the server. You can listen for yourself, guys. I have a link here. So I will send you... Go to that story that we have linked in our notes, guys. You can hear the scream. In the fall of 2016, a gamer named Martin picked up The Forest. In it, the player has survived a plane crash and must shelter, feed, and protect himself from the elements on a remote island. Martin enjoyed the game, gathering items and materials to sustain himself, and after some time playing, turned off his console, satisfied. It was November 28, 2016, Gunny. The next day, Martin's feeds were saturated with news of the Lamia charter flight that crashed in Colombia. It was in the background of his day, and without thinking much more about it, Martin later decided to load up The Forest again. He was eager to explore more of the island where his character was marooned. Searching the wreckage of the plane crash, Martin found a passenger manifest. It included his name.
Wow.
Martin H. He was seated in 11C.
There's a picture.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That is fucking nuts. I wonder like if that game took like if like you asked you at the beginning of the game, like, what's your name? And then you typed it in.
Yeah.
And then like it took put it in the list and you just never noticed it until like now. I mean, I don't know. That's pretty creepy though. Pretty creepy.
Yeah. That is creepy. Ooh.
Oh, but that's some scary stories for y'all to get into the mood of Halloween, guys. With that being said, that's the end of the news. I would read stories all night, but I don't have time to read spooky stories all night.
Trick or treat and Halloween.
We got a lot of questions.
We do. We have to move on to Facebook questions. If you want to leave a Facebook question, you always can over at the Horrible Gamers Podcast page and group. You go to our page, you find it, you like it, then it'll link you over to our group, and you could join it. It's a close group, so anything you post in there, or any comment you write, anything you see in there, it's only for your eyes if you remember. Exclusive group of 500 people now. Yeah. But moving on, questions. We posted a post this week asking for questions, spooky questions, and we got some. We got some, Ryan, right?
We sure did.
Hell yeah. How do you like those? Did you like those scary stories, Ryan? You like those stories?
They were all right.
They
were okay.
I like those.
You guys, we all got to listen to that blood-curdling scream afterwards, after the show's done. We'll have to figure out a way to put it into the end of the show or something so people can hear it. All right? We'll rip that off of YouTube. But first question in the group is Joshua Wolf. He asked, is anyone excited about the keyboard and mouse coming to the Xbox? That sounds very creepy. What do you think it would do to the first-person community? Am I excited for it? No. I don't really game on mouse and keyboard.
No, me either.
No, and I believe I heard that they're going to start with Minecraft. That's the first game they're going to start with.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't think it belongs on the console itself. So I say keep it with the PC. Not interested at all in that. So
I agree. I don't think it's the thing that us console players really need. I mean, have you ever heard someone say, "Oh, this controller just sucks to hold. I'd rather play on the mouse and keyboard."
Yeah. If I only had a PC or a mouse and keyboard.
Like I've never heard nobody say that. Like, if I only had a mouse and keyboard right now, guys, this game would be so much better.
You need to know PC gamers because PC gamers would say that.
Yeah, but PC gamers
PC.
are playing on PC.
Keep playing there.
Right, but the thing is now Microsoft is trying to bring PC and Xbox together, and in order to kind of playing field, they're going to let you play with mouse and keyboard. I mean, if you're sitting on a couch, what are you going to do? Have a mouse? Like, I don't know, man. Where do you put your mouse?
We got to get on this. We got to get in on this, Ryan. We got to design and manufacture a table for gamers to use their mouse and keyboard on while they're sitting down.
It's like a little swivel table.
There you
that
go.
Comes around
Not even like something you lay on your lap, and you have
you remember back in the day those little dinner trays?
Yes.
You put in your lap.
We used to call those. What do we call those? The TV trays.
Yeah,
TV trays. Yeah.
Right.
I feel like we need to get on this. We got to brand it as a gamer mouse and keyboard pad.
It's gonna be, and you can get it branded with a Horrible Gamers logo on it.
The official Horrible Gamers.
The official Xbox lap mouse and keyboard holder.
we gotta get this made.
Get that patent going.
We gotta get this going, guys.
No, and I thought about it too, Ryan. I thought, well, maybe this is for those Windows 10 gamers that have the Play Anywhere. Okay, play on your PC.
Yeah,
you've got your mouse and keyboard. Like, if you've got your console somewhere else.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If you're playing against somebody with a mouse and keyboard, they have an advantage over you.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So to even that playing field, you can play with a mouse and keyboard as well if you want.
So like people, okay, I get it. All right, yeah.
Right?
Maybe.
If you're that competitive with it and you care that much about it, then you'd probably do it. But me personally, I have issues playing with a keyboard. My fingers move to the wrong keys all the time. You know, I'm not used to it. I don't like playing that way. I don't like having to click my mouse to zoom in. You know what I mean? Stuff like that just screws with me. But there's advantages too. I love having the mouse wheel to just like scroll through weapons and shit like that. That's great. You know, that's quick. Easy way to change weapons and stuff like that. You know, you're faster obviously with your mouse pointer. It's easier to aim with. You don't need auto aim like you do on a controller. Yeah, there's a lot of advantages and disadvantages to it, and it all depends on how used to playing with a mouse and keyboard you are. You know what I mean? If you're used to it, it's like a nature. It's like holding a controller in your hand. Your reflexes just go to that. You know, so it's just never clicked for me. It's never
right.
Even the PC games I usually play, I'll usually plug a controller in to play them.
Yeah. Anyways, next question, guys. Moving on. Brian Tope Jr., of course, asked, what's scarier, Jesus Ryan out of alcohol or Gunny running out of blue pills? Well, I'll tell you what, I don't have alcohol tonight, so...
And I don't have blue pills tonight.
Oh, no.
This is scary.
Damn, this is a scary night.
Who's scarier? I don't know, man. You tell us, Ryan. I mean...
Take a shot, then. I better take a shot. I'm a bottle here.
You're dealing with scary things going on. I mean...
It's getting too scary to not have a shot. What's scarier? I'm going to say Gunny and his blue pill, because I'm sure his wife would rage if he didn't...
Yeah. You heard her yelling today before the show started?
You hear it speaking of the show. You heard Gunny getting shit from his wife.
Yeah, it was...
I don't think I had that recording, or maybe I was.
I did.
Oh, it'll be at the end of the show.
Did.
So you download the show and listen to the end if you want to hear Gunny's wife give it shit.
Brian Tope Jr. also asked, with all the great games coming out from now till Christmas, if you had only enough money to buy one, what would it be? Okay.
If I already have Assassin's Creed...
It depends on the platform, first off. Do you have all the platforms?
All the games coming out.
Okay.
Oh gosh,
Well, across all platforms, I would assume.
Far Cry 5? Or is it? No,
That's not
is it?
until February.
Oh, that's next year. Okay. Damn, I keep thinking that's at the end of the year. I want it so bad.
That's when it used to come out. It used to come out beginning of December.
What's
right.
a game?
Yeah, last month of the year is when that shit came out.
What's a game
Damn.
that offers everything? That's the problem, right?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of in that situation where I was only allowed to buy one game, and that one game is Mario Odyssey. So, I mean, that's got to be my choice.
I would have to say...
Still coming out. A AAA title is still coming out this year.
There's quite a few, man. You still have Call of Duties. You still have the Battlefronts.
Yeah, there's Battlefront, which I'm not picking up.
Everything that I personally am interested in came out this week.
I would say Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed, Wolfenstein, and the other game is that I haven't played that I'm interested in is Shadow of War. Mm-hmm. Those are the 4 games that I really want.
I would say...
Or hey, about this, Debris. I want to play Debris.
Awesome. There you go.
Yeah.
I would have to say Assassin's Creed. Personally, if I had like no money and I only had enough to buy one game from here till the end of the year, I would have to go with Assassin's Creed probably.
I mean, you'd probably get the most out of that.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's a long game.
It looks big,
there's a lot to do.
Or Mario Odyssey. I mean, it depends if you're into Mario. I mean, I can see a lot of people that wouldn't be into that like exclusively all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's people that would, but there's people that would.
It's been pretty addictive. It's been tough to put down.
Yeah, we have plenty of listeners.
Watching Stranger Things at the same time, I was like, and then Stranger Things pulled me away from Mario for a bit, and then I got back into it, and Mario pulled me away from Stranger Things for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then Kathy started, gotta start watching it again. So I was like, all right, fine, I'll put this down and start watching. Ripped through the entire season in 2 days. So
yesterday was a rough day for gamers, man. Gamers went broke yesterday. Because if you bought all those free games, that's a lot of money. Just on games, $180.
Right.
That's if you didn't buy
that's just regular edition.
Super editions, like the $100 fucking Assassin's Creed one, or I'm pretty sure Wolfenstein had like a special edition, didn't it? Like a digital.
It did. It had some big, huge box. It looked like a record or something like that.
Yeah, and it came with like a poster for it and like a little action figure for it.
Oh, was it a figure? Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
It was like big square, like a fucking record. I was like, what are they? Get records or something with it? What the hell's going on here?
Maybe. But yeah, what would you pick, Gunny, if you had one game to buy from now?
I'm looking through the list right now. It's like in chronological order here, but I'm gonna say Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah, that seems like the one game that would give you the most for $60.
Yeah, because I'm not a big Shadow of War fan, and I think my other choice was The Evil Within 2, which looks really good.
Yeah, but that would be like a very short game. That's what I feel.
No, it's not short. I heard it's hard as fuck too.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
I think there's an easier mode.
No, I heard it just like it gets hard. It gets to a point where it's just like really hard.
Yeah.
Fuck. Well,
You've still got that Battlegrounds Unknown coming on Xbox.
Yeah, if it all comes.
Yeah. I think it's coming. If not on the launch day, it's coming in
like a week after the Xbox One.
Before the end of November, it'll be out, I think.
Like, big news! It's out today! Download right now! Or some bullshit. Like, we'll see it.
Still think they're going to say Project Scorpio Edition gets it free.
I don't think so. People will be pissed.
Think about this. Remember, they came out and said Project Scorpio Editions are very limited. There's only so many of them. So maybe they got something up their sleeves. I don't know.
Yeah, they got green letters up their sleeve.
Okay, green letters.
Guys, next question by Andrew Jack. He asked, one host has to come up with the other host's new gamer tag. Okay. New gamer tags for you guys. Gunny, I would just switch his to Old Man Gunny.
You know, remember I asked that in chat. I'm like, should I just switch it over? I'll do it.
Man Gunny.
But I had I had good old Alan maybe says, no, just keep it the way Gunnychief is perfect.
Sounds cool. Gunnychief is a cool gamer tag, man. I'm not gonna lie, that's a cool ass gamer tag.
It was just macho. That's the only reason I chose it.
It sounds like Major Nelson, like Gunnychief.
Gunnychief.
That's why I wanted it something like everybody, like I was like, is Master Chief taken? Of course, you know. It's spelled like 50 different ways, you know. So
yeah, I mean, Gunnychief is a good one. I mean, I would fuck Ryan. What would Ryan's be? Crazy Canadian. I don't fucking know. I would call him the Crazy Canadian, and you would be Old Man Gunny.
I would change his to Gib 8666.
Oh shit!
The fuck?
Fly, but yeah.
What would you
Changing my birthday on me? I don't know, man.
Jesus talks a lot.
Yeah, that's a good one.
God, you fuckers.
Jesus never shows up a lot.
I'm always late to everything in my whole life.
Jesus late a lot.
Oh man!
Except for tonight.
I was on time.
He was primed and ready to go tonight.
I surprise people sometimes. I like to always be late, so that one time I'm on time, everybody just
And everyone's like, "Yay!"
Oh man, I do that shit at work too. They're like, "Oh, you fucking on time." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sorry." Jonathan Hall has the next question, guys. He says, "What is the next game mode trend you think will pop up next?" He's thinking a 1 versus 100 mass killing mode. So, what do we think will be the next gaming?
I mean, I think that's pretty fucking obvious with all the battle royale games coming out.
But 1 versus 100, like.
Oh, one. Well, that's kind of
like battle royale, right? Yeah, you're versus 100 people, yeah. Or would it be like you literally have to kill 100 people to survive the whole thing? So you got 100 people coming at you? That makes no sense.
It'd be like a horde of 100 people coming at you, and you have to survive it.
That would be impossible. Yeah. We're all...
I wouldn't say it's impossible. Someone would do it. But I'd say it'd be fucking tough for most people.
It would be a hard game to be able to balance that 1 versus 100. Like you would have to give them sticks, and then you have like
maybe it would be like the Royal Rumble or something in WWE.
Yeah,
where it's like, you know, you come out, one guy comes out, you got to face him, and if you don't kill him within 30 seconds, the next guy comes out, and if you don't kill those two guys within, so then it's like gets harder and harder and harder.
Yeah. Because isn't that the latest trend now? 1 versus 100 with PUBG and Battle Royale?
Yes, Gunny.
Kind of, yeah. That's what we were saying.
It's a go.
Yeah. So we just said, Gunny, fuck, you need to pay attention, man.
Oh my gosh.
Damn it.
Well, what do I think will be the next big trend?
I mean, I think that is the next big trend. I mean, we were talking about it earlier we think that they would add that to Call of Duty and stuff like that, and I could totally see that happening, you know. Yeah. But I mean, as for like what would be the trend after that, I don't know, man. Who knows? If I knew, I would be making millions of dollars making a video game. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it'd be hard to tell, man. I think we're gonna see, like, moving forward, we might see something where like people are interactive in interactive worlds, like open interactive worlds, where like you're just in a fucking world with like 1,000 people in the same world, and you're all just fucking around doing weird.
1,000 versus 1. There you go.
1,000 versus 1. 1 versus
1 versus 1,000, actually. Yeah, we're gonna up that number.
Man. That'd be crazy. I don't know. I honestly don't know what the next trend is. There's so many trends go up and down, back and forth. You know what
I'd like to see? Something I just thought about. Like, it's got that 1 versus 100, but yeah, let's say it's maybe the next trend will be that 1 versus 1,000, but you'll get like AI bots that you train and build. So it is kind of you still. It's not you and teammates. You and actual real humans. That would be cool. That'd be a good game.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's hard to tell what'll be the next thing. No one ever knows, right? Who the fuck would have thought that PUBG would have been so big?
Yeah, that's right. And then this Battle Royale thing, so kind of copycatting. And I think we'll still see a lot of those on Steam coming out.
Will, for a long time. Chad Brown asked, guys, have you ever been scared playing a video game? I screamed during Alien Isolation and had to stop playing Resident Evil 7 in VR once. Very freaky.
Ooh.
He still hasn't gone back. Man.
Yeah, I've got anxiety and boy, I mean it's I don't watch scary movies, yeah, because of that. So, and I don't like small spaces. I'm very claustrophobic, and gosh, I really wanted to play that game that's out on Xbox and PC. They just came out with that second one,
Outlast?
where he goes to that asylum.
Yeah, Outlast.
Yeah, Outlast. So I still haven't played that yet. I want to.
It's free, right? You have it like because it's games with gold.
Yes.
You should have
so,
it. So.
Gosh, I don't know. But I don't know if I've ever been scared playing a game.
You've ever been scared playing a game?
I mean, Resident Evil 7 there was some sections in that made me jump and kind of freaked me out a little bit, especially in the beginning when you're wandering around in that house. And I'm sure that was probably what freaked him out in VR, where buddy fucking jumps out in your face, or when your girlfriend chops your fucking arm off with a chainsaw.
Yeah. I watched stream that, and I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, there was some good freak out moments in that game where like I would be like, oh no, get out of here, I'm running away, Jesus Christ.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, honestly, I don't know. There's been like a
Dead Space. Dead Space is another one.
There's plenty of scary games that I've played, man, that I've just been scared of. But to recall one that like really scared the fuck out of me, I'm not 100% sure. So I don't know. Just scary games. Scary games in general make me.
I think Dead Space 2. Dead Space 2 was one that it had a lot of jump scares in it where shit just popped out of nowhere and fucking scared the shit out. And you'd be running away screaming, no, leave me alone.
Oh man. The next question is by Alex Wendley, and he asked, in your opinion, what is the correct pronunciation of Mario versus Mario?
It's Mario.
It's Mario.
It's Mario. It is Mario.
Mario.
But I say Mario all the time.
But you say Mario.
Mario. If you listen to Mario when he says, it's me, a Mario.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a me, Mario, right?
He doesn't say, it's me, Mario.
If he was Canadian, he'd be like, hey, it's me, Mario.
It's
Mario.
Me, Mario.
Eh?
Sorry, eh?
Whoa, it's a me, Mario, eh?
Sorry. You throw sorry in there.
Sorry.
Evan Tanaka has a question for us, guys. He asked, why the fuck did the PSP die out? Was it because of the Vita? In my opinion, it was the best handheld gaming device.
It was good when it came out.
I'll tell you why the PSP died off. Modders. That was the easiest fucking thing to mod and just steal all your games. Yeah, and that's what killed it. This is the bottom line. It was it was a soft mod. It was a piece of software you could plug in. Boom, it was done. That's it. You could download whatever games you wanted, throw them on there. Boom, you're playing them. It's a pretty easy thing to mod and get all the games for. So that's really what killed the PSP, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. You're right, man. There's no other reason why Sony had, to really move away from that system, because so many people had it. But
what about the Vita? Was that difficult to mod?
I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can mod.
Never had one.
Now. But I mean, I don't really think Sony's keeping on top of software updates or anything for that. No. So that's probably why. And the other reason is support. There's just no support for it. Mm-hmm. Sony wasn't even making games for it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
what I see. I mean, the reason the PSP did that, you're right, Ryan. I mean, the modders really fucked that thing up. So I remember I had friends that had 1,000 games on that, man.
Yeah. I put 50 on there on myself.
And
I was I'll just download it.
Development died on it as well. You know what I mean? Because people didn't want to develop because they knew that someone was just going to fucking steal their game. Yeah. And you know what I mean? So what's the point?
Vita does have Japanese developers, though, still, that are pumping games into that thing. So.
Yeah, we saw that in a couple of shows when we were looking at games that were coming out.
For sure.
It's Ski Patonko Kokoko for Vita.
Oh fuck, that was true. I mean, yeah, we have seen it. But yeah, that's why, Evan. We're sorry, man. Go get yourself a Vita and mod it, man, if you want to. I guess.
I got a Vita still.
Go mod it. I have some mods for those, actually. Yeah.
Jesus, it's the reason it died. Go do it.
Go do it. I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to.
Yeah, fucking mod it.
It's already fucking dead. I mean.
I mean, I don't think that it would have really gotten any further if people couldn't mod it.
Yeah.
It still would have off like it did. So
It was around for a while.
You know, it's not there.
It was around for what, like fucking 5-6 years?
Yeah.
It's a long time. Not as long as a DS or whatever, but close enough.
And it's funny because the DS is moddable too, very easily. All you have to do is buy a little cartridge, and you stick it in there, and boom! As long as you don't do a system software update, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Because as soon as you do a software update, it fucking wipes your RF card or whatever they're called now. It was an R4 card before.
Stop telling people how to mod, Canadian. Damn it.
I had one. I got it from the China. There's this crazy ass mall. Maybe one time if I go to it, it's called the Pacific Mall, and it's like all like Japanesey crazy stuff in there, and that's where you can go and get
Japanesey crazy stuff. Great description.
Yeah.
all you've ever seen in your life. It's like these little cubicle stores. It's really weird.
Oh man! All right.
There, I will live stream my walkthrough of this crazy ass fucking mall.
All right.
And they sell all kinds of shit like that. Just fucking knockoff.
Firecrackers.
Moving on, guys. Thomas Klozek asked, with the Friday the 13th game being out for a bit, what is one horror movie icon you'd love to see in a new game? He says he'd have to go with Freddy Krueger. Have a mix of Alien Isolation and Alan Wake for the gameplay.
Ooh, yeah.
Freddy Krueger. Who would I love to see? I don't know. Is a video game like anime like that? Who are the icons of horror?
Michael Myers,
Freddy Krueger, Jason.
What about the clown in that movie? It.
Fuck?
Pennywise.
What the fuck's he gonna do in a video
Pennywise.
game? Yeah.
What the fuck is it gonna do in a video game?
Popping out of sewers, trying to lure kids.
Yeah,
in.
exactly. Jumping out of a tree.
Here, bitches.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
Bite your face
you
off.
would have to. I mean,
maybe a horror themed fighting game where you could play as all the like horror characters. So you'd have like Pennywise, Jason,
Yeah.
Freddy,
Cool.
and I know Freddy and Jason have both been in Mortal Kombat, but I mean something similar like that where it was like maybe you could throw in the Universal monsters, Swamp Thing, fucking I don't know. What are other horror movie characters? But I'm sure you could get lots of cool fighting moves for each of them. So that's my go. That's what I say. Do a fighting game with horror characters. That would be interesting.
I would have to say maybe a Saw game.
Oh, yeah.
Done that.
Oh, have they? Fuck.
They did a series, actually. Well, yeah, it was kind of a series.
They did a series on this shit?
Well, I don't know if they actually continued from each other. Did they make like 3 or 4 of them on Xbox 360 and PS3?
There was 2 of them.
Okay.
That I know of. Yeah. Saw games. And you were trapped in the thing and you had to find your way out and get through all of Saw's little puzzles.
I never played them, but I remember watching walkthroughs on YouTube. Yeah, they were okay.
Well,
And the movies were great. I haven't seen the latest one yet.
I need to watch
the movies.
Do you want to play a game, Jesus?
Play a game. Gunny, this is a podcast.
You want to play Zombie Army Trilogy later?
Oh, Jesus. Oh, will Ryan survive?
Al,
Make your choice.
Ryan, do you have another cigarette?
I don't know, Thomas. You made this a hard question, man. Honestly, a Freddy Krueger game would be pretty cool, but I mean, games. I think those games are really hard to make. especially making a game scary. That's really a hard thing to do sometimes. I think Resident Evil did it great. I think a game like that would be cool, but I mean, what character could you throw into that? Say Resident Evil game. What evil guy could you throw in there to be the guy?
But I wanted to say back what Tom was. The you know how Jason just kind of like walks slow? That's all he ever does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I always see Freddy going back to that first movie with just how he kind of just appears out of anywhere.
Freddy moves through your dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And he's ripped the shirt open, and there's faces and shit all on his stomach, and just fucking that would just freak me the hell out. I think they could make a really good game with Freddy Krueger.
I think the goal.
I'm
not going to speak for them, but I think Friday the 13th people could easily replicate that game with any of those guys, with Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger. You could do it. Just have like 3 people trying to survive from Freddy Krueger, or have like
you're trying to drink as much coffee as you can to stay awake so you don't fall asleep.
Yeah. Find the
right.
coffee. Find the coffee in the fucking places or whatever. He's chasing you or something.
Coffee and energy drinks.
Caffeine pills.
Mine's a Coke.
Caffeine pills, yeah.
That's
how you survive, is you keep this stuff, and if you don't find
pills.
it, eventually you fall asleep and Freddy comes and kills you.
Yeah, he'll kill you. Or, Michael Myers. Easily. You have like a house, 7 or 8 people in the house, and you have to survive Michael Myers. I don't know. Well, that's it. That's it. I don't know, Thomas. Hard questions, man. Don't make the questions so hard. Fuck. But guys, big news. We are now less than 14 days away from the Xbox One X. Less than 14 days. You pretty much have to just survive this week coming up. And then a couple more days.
And then I'm off work. I got 1 more week and I'm off work.
Mm-hmm.
I did note, though, no midnight launch at the store I pre-ordered
Really?
at.
I feel like a lot of stores aren't doing midnight launch. I mean, even the GameStop that I know that I go to, I asked them, are you guys doing their midnight launch for this? And they're like, nah.
No, because they're all doing midnight launch for Call of Duty and 3rd.
Oh.
So they'd have to pay their staff again on the 7th to do midnight again, and I don't think it's worth it for them. I think that's kind of what it boils down to, was like, I mean, Call of Duty is going to be a seller, right? So they're going to do a midnight launch for that. Same with Mario Odyssey. They probably did midnight for that as well. But for me around here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 EBs, like within a 15-minute drive from my house. So they don't all do the midnights, and it's usually the main store in the mall that does the midnight ones, because that's their like main store in the area. That's the big one, So flagship store, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
Whereas all ones are just the little like mini mall ones, So
I don't know.
Hey, did you guys see that article on the Gaming Outsider?
Nope.
Thing about GameStop coming out with a rental pass.
Oh, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
Are you interested in that?
That looks cool for people just want to rent games. I wonder how many games you could rent.
$60.
It's unlimited. You can just keep returning that one game for 6 months or something like that. So you buy a game and you can just keep returning it and getting a new game until the 6 months is up, and then whatever game you have at the end of that 6 months you keep.
Yeah. That's cool.
So, I mean, like, it's an interesting idea. I think you guys will get it, but I don't think it'll get implemented up here right away anyways.
I just want to know how many copies are going to go in there and, like, we don't have this in stock.
You want to buy it, though? You can buy it.
Yeah, you can buy it.
We can't rent it to you. We only have new copies for buyers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see that happening.
It is new copies of games, right? It's not used.
I would
It's
assume
used.
it's probably used. I'm guessing.
It's only,
I have not read the article.
when you look into it, they're used stock. So, like, if you go in there and they don't have Mario Odyssey used.
So you have to pick from their used stock. Okay.
Yeah.
So then, but I mean, guys, if you didn't know that, you could already do that before. Just buy a used game, You exchange, you return it, get your money back, get another used game, return it, get your money back, get another use. But the thing is, you just give your money back and then a new one. A new used game, and they just keep doing that. People have done that for a long time now.
Yeah.
Because GameStop's return policy is 7 days for used games. So people would literally buy games for 7 days, $55 game because it's used. You turn it in, you get your money back at the end of 7 days. You buy a new used game, and you return that in 7 days. And you buy a new used game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have that policy with new games because I'm a platinum member, platinum edge member.
Fancy.
So like it gives me 7-day return policy, and I can return any game for any reason within 7 days. But I never do it. I always fucking forget, or I'm playing the game still. You know what I mean, or whatever.
I always fucking forget.
I never think about it. So
yeah, I would. So I mean, I don't know. It's an interesting idea. It was $60 to buy into it. $60. And you get to choose from your used stock of games. And 6 months of rentals. I mean, $60 for 6 months is not bad of a price. If you look at it, it's $10 a month.
Yeah.
For use.
It's not bad.
And I wonder if it only works for one store, or if you could just exchange stores, like go to different stores. Maybe if one store doesn't have it, you go to a different store and get it.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll because they're always pretty good about calling up a different store.
Yeah, so
in the area.
The problem for me is
there's going to be 4 near you.
I have like a store in that town, which is like 15 minutes from this town, so it's like 20-minute drive that way. Or I have a store like 20 miles out of town that way, so it's like I would have to drive a long fucking ways to go to like either store, and I don't think it'd be worth it for me. But plus, anyways,
you spend more in fuel. Yeah.
Well, I already buy all the games anyways too, so. Not really a renter.
Plus, yeah, you don't want physical copies. You want digital copies, right?
Mm-hmm. And I
mean, that's what we need. We need Microsoft to come out with a digital rental service.
Mm-hmm. Totally, dude. They make so much money off of that. They could fucking charge $60 for 3 months, and people would still do it.
And if you think about it, that's kind of what they are doing with this Game Pass thing, right?
Which recently got like a fucking 10 new games or something like that this month. Yeah. Or it's gonna get in November like a bunch of fucking like all the Halos. They're just going all out now, fucking adding all their weird fucking games in there. Like fuck, we just got all these games in here now.
Yeah. And I found out you get 3 months 3 months of Game Pass for free with your Xbox One X.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And you get Xbox Live Gold free for a period of time as well. I can't remember how long it was.
It better not be that 14-day trial bullshit.
No, I think it's a month at least.
Alright. Yeah, because 14 days, they fucking always... Every time I have those codes, they try to add them to my shit, and it's like, you already have gold. You cannot add this trial to your account. It's like, fuck, man. Shit. Anyways, guys, that's it. We're done with the show. Done.
That's it.
We done?
I guess we're done. I guess that's it.
That's it, guys.
So get us out of here, Jesus.
Yep. With that being said, you've listened to the Horrible Gamers podcast recorded on October 28, 2017. We're going to be back next week, the pre-show of the Xbox One X launch, and we're going to be talking about all that good stuff. Probably more news about the Xbox One X before the release. And, of course, we're going to try to get some guests on here. See what we can scrounge up from the world. Guys, I love you. My gamer tag is Jesuswalksalot. And you can find me on the Xbox One and Nintendo Switch. I don't want to give out my Switch code, so go to the Facebook group and ask me for my Switch code. You can just message me on Facebook. I don't care. Fucking message me on Xbox. I'll send you my Switch code. But yeah, that's it. That's it, guys. That's it.
Where do they find you, Gunny?
They could find me on Xbox Live under Gunnychief, and on Steam, Gunnychief, one word. I'm on the Twitters as well. Go there. Find me on Facebook, Henley Merrill. And you, Ryan, where do they find you, buddy?
You can find me on PSN, Steam, and Xbox Live under Gib8777. You can also find me on Mixer, Twitch, under the same thing. And I'm Ryan Gibson on Facebook.
That's right.
What do they say, Jesus?
Peace out, Brussels sprouts, and we'll see you on the next week's edition of the Horrible Gamers Podcast. Bye. Join our Facebook group, Horrible Gamers Group. Bye.
Brush your teeth and go to bed. Really important with all that Halloween candy. You gotta brush your teeth before you go to bed.
Brush them. Extra brush. Extra brush.
Bye, everyone. Have a safe Halloween.
Oh, my exes live in Texas.
No, you're lying. You're not telling the truth.
It's me, Mario.
It's me, Mario.
It's me, Mario.
It's me, Mario.
The little Goombas are yellow now.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that I'm just like, nah, I feel like I'm playing a knockoff Mario game. They took your jams!
Get the damn coffee, woman. What'd you say?
Slap him! Slap him!
The direction.
Slap him, Mrs. Gunny!
Why are you going that way? The coffee's that way.
Like you always stick it on.
All right.
You know, whoop his ass.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just let me know.
Who's gonna watch this child? I don't want him banging on the door and busting in on the podcast like he did that one time.
You're gonna be watching your kid.
Fuck that. That door's gonna be locked. But think about the long chairs. You're gonna have that longevity, kind of like a school chair, right? That's why they make them hard at the bottom. That's what she said.
She said they make them hard at the bottom.
She said.
Cool story, bro.
Is it though? Is it really a cool story? I don't know. I'm not that bad. Yeah, but isn't there a checkpoint at the top of it?
No, bro, you triple boss. No, like.
Oh, bruh. I believe there's a checkpoint. Bruh. Yeah,
I
bruh.
live my life, Canadian.
Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you how to live your life. You pulled the Jesus. You pulled the Jesus guy.
I did. You're right. I can't believe. I thought Jesus was gonna go do something else. No, he jumps right into the call.
He called me.
I'm dedicated, motherfuckers. What's up? I was the first one on here.
Today. Yeah.
Who cares? That means
I was
today.
shocked when the call came through and it was Jesus. What happened? Not my Jesus. And now for the misadventures of Old Man Gunny.
Ryan, on that Facebook questions, you did the copy and paste.
What?
Are those last week's?
Nope, that's this week's questions. I got them all. There's still one. One was posted after I put them up, though.
Let me try and copy and paste it then.
Just highlight it, pick it up, and drop it into the other one.
Got it.
Can you do it, Gunny, or do you want me to do it?
Let's see. What do I press
Copy?
again?
You just highlight it with the mouse over top of it, and then just pick it up and move it over to the other screen.
God. Really, Gunny? God.
Window.
You host a fucking video game podcast, you don't know how to copy and paste? Son of a
Okay,
bitch.
copy.
Shit on me.
Or you can hit Control C and then click on the window and hit Control V.
Oh, shit. I fucked that up. I don't know what I did.
Gunny, I don't know what's wrong with you. Oh my god.
What did I do?
God. Oh my
Wait a
god.
minute. Hold on. Oh, Lord.
Okay.
You old motherfucker, man. Then you wonder why we called you Old Man Gunny. Holy shit, man.
Then I'm gonna go. Last one. I'm gonna go. Alex waiting. Copy. Okay.
Watch the
In there.
screen, man.
Watch this.
Okay.
Watch it. Oh.
You too?
It's right there. Wait, I'm gonna do it again. Watch. Magic. Watch this magic.
Copy, paste.
Copy it. And Control C.
Got some
Okay.
cats.
Highlighted it with the mouse. I've got the name and the question. Okay, with the mouse. And it's highlighted. I can see it. It's blue highlight. Okay, like blue over the screen.
All right.
So now going back to the notes. Watch this. Watch this. Watch it. Control V.
Well, yeah.